Peace. It's fine. In general, you got on. So, we got a great show today. A little reading I'm going to do. So, I'll be right back. It's fine. In general, you got on. Here we go. Let's find the general. Oh, it's my
Congo, Santo Tomás, Santo Tomás, tres personas distintas, somos, no somos, Salam Aleikum. Buenas noches, mi lemba, la buena noche, mi lemba, mundo nuevo, Caribe. Mundo nuevo, Carile, pa' Mayombe. La santa noche, mi lemba. Santa noche, mi lemba. Mundo nuevo, Carile. Mundo nuevo, Carile, pa' Mayombe. Buenas noches, mi lemba. La buenas noches, mi lemba. Mundo nuevo, Carile. Mundo nuevo, Carile, pa' Mayombe. Buenas noches aquí, la buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, la buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, la buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. La buenas noches aquí, la buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, la buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, la buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Piengo arriba, piengo allá. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Con licencia aquí, con licencia allá. Va con licencia aquí, va con licencia allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches aquí, la buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Buenas noches aquí, buenas noches allá. Salam Aleikum aquí, Aleikum salam. Toca la campana pa' Mayombe, cangulero. Toca la campana. Toca la campana pa' Mayombe, cangulero. Toca la campana pa' Mayombe, zona soda. Toca la campana pa' Mayombe, copiando. Toca la campana pa' Mayombe, Pact-Making. Toca la campana pa' Mayombe, vamos jugando. Toca la campana pa' Mayombe, cangulero. Toca la campana pa' Mayombe, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, un pequeño, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, me responde, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, arriba cruela, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, abajo ponte, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, con su embere, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, vamos jugando, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, como ñoca, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, ya copiando, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, como ñoca, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, de Quintemo, toca la campana pa' Mayombe, Mayombe yo, Tata, Mayombe yo, Tata, Mayombe yo, Tata, Mayombe yo, Tata, que ya sola, cangulero, vamos a llamar a la cumbre, para que ya comience el juego, Mayombe yo, Tata, Mayombe yo, Tata. Cuendandoki, cuendandoke, cuendandoki, cuendandoke, doque bueno, en doki malo. Cuando yo mira cara, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuendandoki, cuendandoke, cuendandoki, cuendandoke, doki bueno, doki malo. Cuando yo mira cara, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando yo mira cara, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando yo llamo el cume, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando mira Guillermo, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando yo mira cara, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando yo curengueño, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando cure Guillermo, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando cojo mi verde, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando corre la meta, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando yo cura el cambio, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando cura maraco, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando va bien Guillermo, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Cuando yo curengueño, yo mira pa' ti nada más. Viene que viene sin bravo, te llama. Viene que viene sin bravo, te espera. Viene que viene sin bravo, te llama. Viene que viene sin bravo, te espera. Tiene que venir con su paso carril gandulero, que ya son las horas. Viene que viene sin bravo, te llama. Viene que viene sin bravo, te espera. Viene que viene con su espuma en la mano. Viene que venir sin bravo, te espera. Viene que viene sin bravo, te llama. Viene que viene sin bravo, te espera. Viene que viene con su paso carril gangulero, que ya son las horas. Viene que viene sin bravo, te llama. Viene que viene sin bravo, te espera. Viene que venir sin bravo, te llama. Viene que venir sin bravo, te espera. Viene que viene sin bravo, te llama. Viene que viene sin bravo, te espera. Viene que viene con su paso carril gandulero, que ya son las horas. Viene que viene sin bravo, te llama. Viene que viene sin bravo, te espera. Yambele, mayora, yambele. Yambele, mayora, yambele. Yambele, mayora, yambele. Yambele, mayora, yambele. Mayora, yambele. Yambele, mayora, yambele. Yambele, mayora, yambele. Yambele, mayora, yambele.
Peace. Big, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? So I switch it up again tonight. See, a lot of people been watching Palo videos, so knock this one out tonight. And I'm going to share a source with you guys. You guys can do some reading on your own. I want to get more into these videos. A little more than the normal foolishness and stuff I usually just chilling. So a little more educational, and it's something that interests me. So, another reason I do these videos too, because the lack of English literature and videos and stuff out there on this religion and this whole afro-cuban like history and stuff like that. Most of the stuff, like you want to search like Black history and stuff like that in the Caribbean, you will find yourself being bombarded with a bunch of sources that are not from English. So unless you live in these regions and stuff, you probably wouldn't like take an interest to it or actually try to like read it and learn about it, because none of the stuff is in the English language. So I've been getting a lot of good feedback from viewers, thanking me and stuff for doing these videos in English because of the lack of information. So some of the stuff could be a little off. I just find some good like writings and stuff like that, and I share it with you. Tonight I only read like half of this one, so you guys, I'm gonna put this link in the comment section. Before I forget, take me actually put it back in here. So in order here. That was, all right. So that's where I got it. You guys can download it and stuff like that. Hey P, what's up? How you doing? We got Turn Cali in here too. So yeah, we keep this thing on the road here. So, that one. This on the way. All right. Screen. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. Hope people kicking back, enjoying a little time off, get a little chance finally to spend some time with the family. All you people that when it's time to spend time with the family, you off running somewhere else. So with all the craziness and stuff, you guys are locked in the house. So look at it as a good thing. So, going here. This was written. I only know it as Leonardo. Leonardo putting this out for us. Read it. Hopefully, this all the searching sources to this person and notes that he used. And this is all going to be in the PDF that you have to download and check it. Pact-Making in Palo Mayombe. Yeah, P, what you doing all right? It was raining this morning. That what I woke up to. I woke up to snow. That was very strange. That was very strange. At the end of March, that was like super strange. See snow. I mean, like big flakes just coming down. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I'm like, goddamn, they done released the goddamn coronavirus in the sky and shit. They trying to kill our ass. So, yeah, let me get this thing going. So, Pact-Making and Palo and Bakongo related. Over the past winter months, I have dug deep into my personal spirit. I focus. Let me know if my audio is a little off. Okay. Over the personal focus, have ancestors, and through them, I've been led back to the afro-cuban traditions that were sprinkled unto me as a child. I have thus been exploring these. However, let me be crystal clear. I am writing this post purely on a research piece, and although, oh, that's my fan. Let me turn on the heat. I can barely hear it. I usually only hear it if somebody else hears it. Even though I'm like right in front of it. Here we go. Is the humming like really bad? I'm sorry about this. It should stop it a little bit. So, yeah, definitely should stop. Cold air coming. All right. This hopefully it's not too bad. Let me know if it's like unreal and super. It should be off. Over the past 100 months, I have dug deep into the personal spirit work. My focus has been on the ancestors, and through them, I've been led back into the Afro-Cuban tradition that was sprinkled into me as a child. I have thus been exploring these paths, and in particular, the tradition of Palo Mayombe. However, let me be crystal clear. I am writing this. I have been accepted into the Palo House. I am learning about the tradition. I am neither initiated, do I have any experience working Palo. I do not intend to give a detailed description of the history and practices of Palo. For those interested in learning more, I have attempted to provide a good number of references and footnotes below, which you guys will get when you click the link that's pinned in the comment. Okay, it's all about right now. To highlight a few, I highly suggest the webpage Palo Mayombe. That's all right. It's a little different from like I've seen from like what I've read and like other sources and stuff. It kind of mixes stuff up with like other religions. I don't know. Let you guys know what you think about it. I'm not down on the side or anything. It's a little, seems a little different than like tells the story a little different than what I've seen in most of my other sources. Branford together with Nicholas de Matos, Frisvold's Palo Mayombe Garden of Blood and Bones. Todd Ramo's Ocha Society of the Dead is also a fantastic read and ethnographic account, despite its focusing more on how Palo society functions in a current post-revolution Cuba and within an extremely syncretized religious culture. These are some of the best resources I've come across written by initiated priests of the religion. Each of the sources has its own merit and speaks to a very different branch of the religion, ranging from the Orthodox Palo Mayombe of the Pinar del Rio Highlands of Cuba to the more popular Bakongo and Catholic saints oriented forms of Ryumba and Kambisa. Palo is a living initiatic tradition, passed orally from teacher to it can only be understood within the context of a spiritual lineage or branch, which is known as a rama. In the house, which is known as a munanso. Each will have their own set of secret teachings, taboos, and techniques through which they enact with the spirit and natural world. That explains why I said I get a lot of different stuff, different sites, stuff like that. It is thus impossible to provide a complete description of the tradition, as a belief and practices will vary between locations and the individual Tata or Yaya Nkisi, which is the father and mother of the spirit. We're the priests of the house. We can at best only provide a broad overview of the shared foundation. All manifestations of Palo hold a belief in a singular creator. I hear that. A lot of people think that African religions, it's like polytheistic and stuff like that. But a lot of these religions that come out of Africa, I'm not saying all, I don't know, but they all believe in a single creator, and then they have these deities that fall and the ability to work with spirits in an animistic landscape. This core ideology originates with the tradition of religion of the Bakongo people in Central African coast, and thus Palo is identified with regular Congo. But despite these Congolese foundation, Palo, as we know it today, was born in the highland wilderness of Cuba when escaped Bakongo slaves came into contact with the indigenous Caribbean people, which were the Arawak Taino Indians. Indeed, the preference of using cauldrons, it's called calderos, as the prenda, the magango, or the fundamento, over the traditional Congolese fetishes was likely influenced by the native Caribbean practice of keeping the bones of ancestors in the baskets and pots. That's the Taino part of the religion that was inherited into the whole fold of the religion. This funerary practice was at the heart of the local religion as the primordial spirit gourd of the indigenous creation spirit. So they would put these bones and things in gourds and sacks and stuff like that. It said, like in the Palo Mayombe version, where you use a cauldron, that you will house all these things where the spirit would dwell. But on the Taino side of it, which I guess taught the Congo people a lot of, you can see it in some of my other videos, they taught them about the herbs and the plants and stuff in that region, where the Bakongo people had certain herbs for certain things. The Tainos taught them the sciences of the herbs in that region so they can improvise with what they have for where they live, along with a bunch of other things. Despite some later and highly syncretic forms, Palo Mayombe has nothing to do with the Yoruba-land Lukumi religion, Ifa, Ocha, and Santeria. We get that a lot. I get a lot of sites too that I read that they seem to try to morph together the two separate religions as one, when they're totally separate from each other, to my understanding. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's the, like they'll use like the same deities and stuff that we use in with Palo." But I guess there's maybe other branches or something like that. If anybody can explain this a little more in the comments, Palo stands on its own as a practical, magical religion centered on the ancestors, the Bakulu, and making pacts and working with the spirits of the landscape, the Basimbi, and the dead, the Mufumbi. This animism of the natural world is at the heart of the tradition, together with the ability of the Bolero to establish direct spirit relationships, that the authority and licenses to the work and tradition is granted. Spirit food approach to magic and the focus of pact-making is shared with the other African diasporic religions, as well as the magical practices of the Judah and traditional folkloric forms of the witchcraft and the spirit conjurations of the Western Hemisphere. There are many forms of pacts in Palo, from the initial blood pact of the Nagao, which is the new initiate, to those made by the Tata or Yaya with their Naganga and Mafumbi, and the various pacts made with the spirit of the trees and the plants to produce healing and hexing medicine workers, belong, although otherwise known as belong. To further examine the role of pact-making, we will explore an ethnographic account of the ritual elements, evocation, and the process of making a pact with the Bakongo, named for spirit of nature, known as Kadi e Lapemba. Alternately, the Kadi Mpembe, Lokankazi, and the Logambi. Bakongo is the complicated term in Palo, as it has been mixed to mean saint, and in some other anthropomorphized spirit, most of the commonly known Bakongos in Palo Zarabanda Cienfuegos referred to the Nkisi of specific locations in Cuba that developed into their own cult and took on a life of their own. The definition of game force or spirit of nature is an attempt to provide a neutral definition and is in line with the original meaning of the Bakongo. Kade and Mpemba is often translated as translated as and equated to the Western devil, particularly in more Christianized lineages of Palo, where Nzambi is understood as the Abrahamic God. Thus, from a Christian perspective, this account is nothing less than a pactum diabolici, a core tenet of traditional forms of witchcraft and modern magic. However, such definitions are the result of a Palo view from the lens of an external religious beliefs. Palo Mayombe has nothing to do with these definitions or the worldview in which they operate. The rama of Palo Mayombe that grows in the Pinar del Rio highlands is maintaining some continuity with the Nkisi cults from the Mayombe region in the Cabinda province of modern-day Angola. This has been Reglia de Palo Monte, and more recently by Ralph Alpizar in his Palo Mayombe El Legado Vivo de Africa and Cuba. His ethnographic account of the practices of traditional Kikongo religious practitioners in both Angola and the Democratic Republic of the Congo not only shed light on the Pemba, but further highlight the importance of pact-making in Congolese spirit work and its diasporic manifestations in the New World. A cosmological account from Cabinda, Kadi Mpemba is the son of Mimbi, otherwise known as evil, and Lufa, which is death, and the grandson of Gandhi, the moon, and Tia, which is fire, and the great-grandson of Muindi, which is the sun, and the Toto, which is the earth or the soil. He reaps Lufun Anasu, which is harmony and balance, to generate Biawan Sano, the primordial material world that is in turn destroyed by the Zambi to create the sensible world we live in today, such as Kada Mpemba is a vital, albeit volatile and antagonistic force in the cosmology. As we see here, this is like the tree. You have the zombie, the astros, the sun, the sun and the earth come together to create the moon, fire, volatile fire, and water, and wind. This is gas. The moon and the fire get together and create the death and the evil, which would born the Kadi and Pemba. And then you have the water and the wind. They bring about upon the vital breath and solid stone. And they were born the harmony and balance. This is the Fun Anisfu, right? Together, those two make up the material world. With Nzambi in it, it creates a perceivable, which is Maboma, and Vova, which is the spoken, the Sunu, which is the smellable, the Menso, which is the visible, and the Matu is the heard. So those are your five senses, basically. The liquid and water, the zombie make up the fishes. The zombie with the wind and gas make up the birds. The zombie with the earth creates the insects. And with the breath, the zombie and the breath creates the animals. the breath in the animals created the woman and man. Kadi Mpemba, or Lukan Kanzi, as he is known in the Haitian Palo, is if you not outright feared, most definitely highly respected and treated with extreme caution. Peace, Rudy. Thanks for stopping by. It's definitely highly respected and treated with extreme caution. While he is lord over the Doki, which is the raw power, and the bringer of Mimbi, which is evil, we should be clear that this is not to be understood within the moral dualism of Christianity or any other religion tradition outside of Palo. The Doki has several definitions that will vary according to, and for some, it is another name for Kadi e Mpemba. For the more Catholic influenced branches, and in modern Kikongo, the Doki is a reference to something dark and dangerous, often simply meaning dark spirit. Mayombe and the practitioners of traditional Bakongo religion, however, explain the Doki as rawness, the possessor of which is capable of commanding spirits and ancestral death. The Congo word Nimbi describes a negative force that accounts for unpredictable changes in nature and our daily lives. Thus, anything that disturbs, restricts, or changes nature or inverts a pre-established order, it is an act of Nimbi attributed to Kade Mpemba from an unexpected storm to prolonged drought. This ability to effectively act against structure and order is fundamental, as no other force or spirit is endowed with this power. Not even the creator Nzambi, not even the creator Nzambi, as this would entail acting against one's own nature. Yet this ability to avert and counteract the natural progression and state of things is the very power represented by Kadi Mpemba. It is in many ways the epitome of sorcery and hope I didn't break up there. Let me know if I did. So, this is what makes him so powerful, dangerous, and alluring for those speaking in both Cuba and the Congo. It is attested that those who have made this pact successfully have gained the power of spiritual flight, of spirit flight, and shapeshifting. Two acts like Kadi Mpemba effectively break away from the physical laws of nature. Such sorcerers' abilities and the power that come from it are undoubtedly some of the principal reasons that one would pact with Kadi Mpemba. These are, however, not the only ones. According to Tata Nafuku, one of Pizar's principal informants, for real protection, one needs to form a pact with Kadi Mpemba. This is to ensure that this Nadoki realizes you and not cross you with their Nazales. Other Tata state that great riches and political power can result for those who are willing to risk and make the pact. His other informant, Tata Nege, states, in order to form a pact with him, you will speak with him and he with you. Everything must be agreed upon clearly, and the pact is for he does not understand anything else. The following is translated from the chapter Bisambulu via Kadi Mpemba and Al Pazer's book, and is based on his own observation in rituals in Africa and in Cuba, and from his conversations with his primary African informants, Tata Nege and Tata Nafuku. To my knowledge, this is the first translation into English. and I take full responsibility for any errors. 1 second. Sorry about that. All right. This is a fascinating account, both from the anthropological and ritualistic perspective. Practitioners of grimoire magic will undoubtedly find many similarities to the practices from the firmas, spirit signatures, and the sigils, to the overall format and structure of the ritual. In particular, there are some interesting commonalities between this rite and the pacts of the veritable Dragon Rouge and the Grimorium Vero group of grimoires. Not that we are to assume any direct relationship between this rite and the grimoires, but instead highlight some common protocols used to interact and pact with the spirits, specifically those identified as of a more trickster and nefarious nature. The care and importance placed on the spirit of the magical tools is to be noted as well as the treatment sorry, I missed my place. The care at the start. The care and importance placed on the spirit of the magical tools is to be noted as well as the treatment of the sacrifice. The nuances of the stone circles and the demarcation of ritual space. These together with the timing, lunar phase and night, and the polarizing of directionality, both cardinal and left and right structures the phenomena listical experience through a set of rather familiar principles. With no further ado, I leave you with the translated account and hope that you find it as fascinating as I did. Okay. And it has been a night during the waning crescent or new moon. The Tata Naganga must find a virgin area in the forest, one that has never been cultivated, and it should practically inaccessible so that it can't be stumbled upon. This is extremely important. If someone interrupts the ritual once it has begun, it could result in death of the Tata Naganga. The intruder would have to be sacrificed to salvage the situation. Wow. Tata Naganga approached this rite with utmost severity, for nothing must go astray. Aside from the one making the pact, it is necessary to have another Tata Naganga as a helper. This person should have already made the pact himself and should, of course, belong to the same Nakanda tribe as munanso or religious lineage. He will be the only active participant in the rite. The other Tata Nagangas who attend will be spectators, unless the one making the pact decides that there must be additional witnesses in case Kadi Mapemba does not uphold his end of the deal, explains Tata Maker. However, they should only be there to prepare the Tata Naganga who is making the pact. At the moment of truth, they must leave him alone with Kadi and Mpemba if things go well. Great. If not, the helping Tatas wipe their hands clean. And there should never be more than 7 in total, as Tata, the Fuko. The rite begins by choosing a location, a virgin forest, never or hardly trodden, and well hidden. Crags and caves are also appropriate locations. 3 large trees are chosen. They should be somewhat dry or even decaying, and be more or less in a straight line or less as close as possible to each other. In the case that the chosen venue is a cave, 3 large rocks are used instead to delineate the altars. It is best if the central one is an old Siba, the African baobab, notes Tata the Fuku. The Siba tree is a particular importance of the African religion. Almost without exception, wherever this tree is found, it is bestowed with important magical and cultural qualities. They are believed to be inhabited by the most esteemed ancestors of the community. The African species is particularly large and beautiful, and also has a distinct ability to regenerate any part of this trunk that has been worn or aged. We can assume that this ability to regenerate together with its longevity add to the magical value of the seed. There is no doubt that in Cuba, the Siba together with the world palm are an extreme importance in local folklore. And roots of the trees are exposed by sweeping away the leaf litter and foliage under the chosen trees. The altars are set up on the western base of the trees according to the Tata Nenge. They take on the following forms. 7 paces from the central tree, a 9-foot circle is made with 21 stones. The circle should be as round as possible, and the earth flattened and clean so that it is smooth and level. Within the circle, symbol pertaining to the altar is drawn in white clay. This is done after the stones have been washed and ablution of herb-infused water and carefully placed around the circle. The stone is then covered with a mixture of white clay, ashes from a dried hornet's nest, and coarse vunji. I don't know what that is. Oh, it says right here. A powder made from the inner coverings of the bamboo. A large stake is hammered into the center of the circle, and a goat is tied to the stake with the rope around his neck. A goat should be bearded and have large horns and should be black, very black. Tata Nege emphasizes. Beneath the leftmost tree and at the same distance as the central circle, another circle is made, but this one only with 7 stones. These are also bathed in herb-infused water and covered by clay. The inner diameter of this circle is 6 feet. Corresponding red ochre. Here a large bonfire is lit with piles of dry wood collected beforehand. One must ensure that the bonfire will last throughout the night. It cannot go out for even the slightest moment during ritual. Fire is the only thing that can dominate the power of Kadi Mpemba when he manifests. If the fire goes out, he can leave the center circle and eat you alive. You wouldn't be the first, nor the last, who doesn't conclude this rite alive, warns Tata the Fuka. Before lighting the bonfire, a black hen and rooster is sacrificed to the stone circle as the sun sets behind the horizon. The heads must remain slightly attached to the bodies, and the bodies are cut open down the center and placed atop the wood, so that when the fire is lit, cooked, and eventually burned, for the smell of a charred meat attacks Kadi Mpemba. The altar beneath the tree to the right is composed of the same circle as that of the left, but In its center, the magical symbol is drawn in powdered coal. A large stone of the offering for the pact will be placed together with the elements of the Nganga of the Tata Nganga that will act as the witness. Those of the Tata Nganga who will be making the pact. This is to empower and give faith to the ancestors of what will transpire. The pact offering of Kande, the pact offering of Kadi Mapemba will vary according to the Tata Nganga who makes the pact. Basically, it is an animal with whose blood the pact with the Kadi Mapemba will be sealed. However, as I have been told, the animal chosen is a secret, very closely guarded that nobody reveals. The animal is kept in a sack so that it cannot be identified by any of the other human witnesses. It can be any of a number of animals such as a rat, toad, serpent, owl, vulture, dog, cat, etc. There is no restrictions as to what animal is chose to form the pact, since it is to be an offering of particular meaning to the Tata Nganga making the pact. In Cuba, the common practice was to use a black cat for the rite. Perhaps it is from these rites that the animal became associated, unfondly so, with diabolical rites in black. I'm aware of one Nganga, Judia, not containing in which Jutia Conga, human Hutia, which is like Hutia is like a rat, which is, that's from Cuba. In one of my other readings I did on Palo, it was one of it looks like a big ass like rat. It's like a water rat. I don't know if it does around. I think it does dwells around, but it's like a big rat or a guinea pig. Was used for its creation, and it is rumored to have been used for extremely effective hexes up until the death of its owner. Once the preparation for the Utala ceremonial altars are concluded, another ablution is prepared with 21 herbs gathered from the surrounding forest. These are dried and used to bathe all of the stones of these altars, all the participants of the ritual. Afterwards, a small goat and 3 cocks are sacrificed to the elements of the Nganga belonging to the Tata Nganga, who is making the pact. These are located on the rightmost altar. One by one, the animals are held against the central stone of the altar while reciting a pledge to Kadi Mapemba. Their heads are cut in one clean stroke with the machete, dedicated solely for this rite. After their blood is drained over the magical implements, their heads are thrown outside of the circle so that the helping Taknagaga can prepare them for the summit. The magical appropriated for long periods with songs, ceremonial drums, libation candles, and ritual items. That's right. You keep the people head right. Keep the people head right. Yep. The objects was formulated. The objects and items that formulate the connection to the ancestors are also fortified and purified so that they can turn empower the Tata Naganga during the ceremony. It is at its time that the ancestors are acknowledged and asked for their support and approval. Needless to say, their approval is an indispensable requirement for the efficacy of the ritual. by the feathers. So that it cannot be seen. Here, the logical magic of the Mayombe intervenes. If Kadi Mpemba sees any of the magical influence of the Tata wildfires, he can annihilate with his own energy. Among the magical implements that can be included as witnesses to the right of the Nkisi that symbolize the magical hierarchy and lineage of the Tata, among other things, containing the tabia bones of some important tribal dignitary. The Mapaka, Matadi, and the other Mapungo. Let me know if my audio is right there. Among the magical, the other Mapungo that represents the rank of the power of the Tata Nganga, even his entire Nganga may be present. The 3 long paces from the central circle, the cross is drawn in white clay. And the 2 top coordinates, too, of Kadi Mpemba's sigils, which are there, are drawn in red ochre, and next to each of them are placed clay cauldrons. The cauldrons to the right contains the organs and feet of all the sacrificed animals, cooked in the bonfire, and the one to the left contains the remains of the herbal ablution mixed with the remaining blood of the sacrificed animal. The remains of these animals are dismembered, dressed in palm oil, Yeah, you funny. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. It should be all good now. Shouldn't be any more. I'll edit out that little skip and stuff later. Okay. Where I'll leave off. Raise, love, the sacrifice. Okay. I'll just read that stuff. I don't know where it left off at. Thanks, Pete, for the red alert. 3 long paces from the central circle of the cross is drawn in white clay. The Mpemba sigils are drawn in red ochre, and next to each other are placed clay cauldrons. The cauldrons to the right contain the organs and feet of all sacrificed animals, cooked in the bonfire. And the one to the left contains the remains of herbal ablution. The remains of these animals. I should share my screen. All right. So one on the left contains the remains of the herbal ablution mixed with the remains. The remains of these animals are dismembered, dressed in palm oil, seasoned, prayed over, and staked around the bonfire to be barbecued later, barbecued and later eaten by the participants. In the back half quadrant of the cross, the libations, candles, cigars, and other offerings used throughout the place so that the Tata Nganga has them at hand when necessary. Lastly, the Tata Nganga making the back right quadrant to call forth Kadi Mpemba. The other Tatas who have come to witness sit behind him further to his right, where they act as a chorus to his songs and prayers and play the ritual instruments. It is at this time that the one making the pact must demonstrate his knowledge and ability, as Kadi Mpemba must be called to appear without delay. There are times when that he is not interested in making the pact, but the wise Tata knows this a strategy he uses to gain advantage. I don't know why I can't say this. Okay, I suck again. There are times when he will indicate that he is not interested in making the pact, but the wise Tata knows that this is strategy he uses to gain advantages in the negotiations. While the Tata Nganga is singing and praying, he takes pieces of the viscera, the sacrificed animals, from the right cauldron and dips them in the fluids of the left cauldron. These are thrown at the goat in the center circle while invoking Kadi Mpemba to manifest. One can also go towards the goat, hit it, and even mutilate it by cutting one of his horns, eyes, tongue, or ears, and throw these parts. However, one must be very careful not to kill the goat. Red and bellows of the animals attract Kadi Mpemba. Upon manifesting, one is to interact with Kadi Mpemba as equals, and the pact is to be made as if it were negotiations. Man. Issue. Fire all out. Is there like an echo already? Can you guys hear me? Okay. That's better. All right. You guys. All right. I'm back in business. Okay. Upon manifesting, one is to interact with Kadi Mpemba as equals, and the pact is to be made as if it was negotiations between two mortals. Each of the top Nagangas will take turns keeping the chance rotating from eldest to youngest until Kadi Mpemba manifests. If he does not appear prior to dawn, it is best to leave the invocations for the pact process must take place, and once begun, it cannot end until the pact is made. Kadi Mpemba will manifest inside the central circle. More than likely, he will assume a form that is quite unpleasant for the Tata in order to intimidate him. We must convince him that he does not fear and make the pact proposition clearly and concisely. It is at this time that the pact animal that has been kept hidden inside the sack is sacrificed. All the assistants must leave the ritual area and go far enough away to wear anything that is being spoken. They will only return with a predetermined drumbeat. After the pact is sealed and Kadi Mpemba has left, the assistants are called back. The goat is burned entirely, while all the attendants dance around the ritual altars and a serpentine path zigzagging between them while reciting the prayers to Kati Mpemba one last time. At sunrise following the night of the pact, the ritual must then be disassembled. The clay cauldrons are broken into pieces, and these, together with all the stones used in the altars and the ashes from the bonfire, are scattered around the forest floor, places where the midday sun will shine its light onto them. The rays of the noon sun effectively neutralizes the lingering negative energy. Immediately after this, the participants are another evolution of potent herbs collected by one of the assistants. After the purifications, the white rooster, after being passed over the bodies of all the participants, is buried in the same place where the top Nganga was seated during the ceremony. Never again do the at very least, they will wait several years returning to ensure that all the Kadi Mpemba influence has been neutralized. Well, you have it. Sorry, burn the food up. All right. Going down. For you guys, if I missed anything, some stuff went down with the connection. You guys got the link to the PDF and top of the comment board, not the chat. Top of the comment board. Well, I guess I can put it in the chat. I hope there wasn't too many interruptions in the video. I apologize if you were. 7 likes, right on. Yep. new people to the channel that just like made their way on in here because of the topic and stuff like that. And I'm going to review of my channel. Now would be a great time to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to know. Just put it in there, Rudy. If anybody want to come on to talk, put that. I just put the link in. There should be a link at the top of it. Maybe the comments don't show up until after the live stream is done. I've seen that on some other streams and stuff like that. But, yeah, they're both in there. They're both in there. They're in the chat. So, yeah, for all the new people and stuff, I made my way into researching this religion and stuff after being part of the Hebrew Israelite cult, Black Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, it's pretty easy. If anything, I will upload it on like a Google Doc. Let's see if I can do that. Put the link in there so you guys don't have to like have that subscription. Scribes is really good. This limit of what you can download. So if anybody got any questions and stuff, yeah, like I was in this cult for damn near 22 years. Finally woke up recently, like a year ago, to the whole madness. Well, actually, I knew it was some BS the whole time I was in there. But you know, you're searching for something, and what the cult does to you is keep you buying down in your mind with fear tactics and all types of stuff. I don't really want to go too much into it, but Pete, thanks for the connection. And we're off again. Not quite. But yeah, my audio will be jacked up. It's historic here, so like audio, even more than it usually is. Yeah, we try to upload this thing. Yeah. Oh. Sorry about that. I gotta use this emergency thing because the normal internet thing is down, or it's the damn. So they got like an emergency connection that I gotta use. Connected to the I thought you meant my connection is connected to the Israelites meeting. It's fucked up. The site, I mean my page or channel, whatever you want to call it, is basically a channel I started to expose my most recent cult leader, like part of the group that I was in last. That was the last straw, and videos exposing the cult, which I was doing in is be in the building. Yeah, I'm in the building. I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, I got 2 pieces of it. All right. I hope you guys hear me. Now I can upload this thing here for you. Okay, it's uploaded now. So as soon as it's done, I'll upload it. It's take about a minute. Basically, the site. All right, right on. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Yeah, so the channel was basically me firing back at the cult that I was last in, other cults within that Black Hebrew Israelite movement. I came into it around like 1998, just before the year 2000 so-called prophecy of Yahweh Shai, aka Jesus coming back. And I got through that and still stuck with it. Still stuck with it afterwards. I didn't really believe that he was coming back 2000, but I wanted to be sure. And I'm new. And the way the cult gets you is they show you, say, archaeological history, all these books and stuff that confirm that so-called confirm their doctrine and their beliefs. So being a so-called African American in the United States, not having any history connected to us outside, like, or before the slave trade, is something that is easily picked up by so-called African Americans. So it's kind of like it's sad because it's something that these people are reaching out for, that they're looking for their history, where they come from. And being 98, the internet wasn't really all like that, like it is now back then. Or it was people that wasn't knowledgeable how to use the internet to get information. So we had the result to go into these cult schools and using their sources and go into the library. And, you know, libraries are limited in certain things to let you know what you're looking for. So they would also inject all these type of things that keep your eyes away from the keys that will unlock and discredit their doctrine. They know how to keep you away from these things. And what I find also in the whole Palo religion too, and there's a page on Facebook, and it's dedicated to busting Palo cults, and I guess like Santeria and like all these other like Ifa and all this stuff. They the people, like the experts or the people that actually practice the religion, like truthfully, they expose all these other people that are just out there to scam people or start their cult for whatever like crazy reason. Turn this for you. So they're like, it's crazy. Like I said, it's a really sad thing that happens to people. It happened to me, happened to a whole bunch of other people. Yeah, I put the link in there. 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, my hands are full. All right. All right. There you go. That's the link there. Like, yeah, this like I've been seeing crazy stuff. Like some of the stuff I don't understand, like the people getting exposed, and I just like, wow, shit, like this, you can easily become a victim, like dealing with this stuff too. Like you can easily become a victim and not even know. Like I've seen videos on YouTube where people telling about like initiations, how people get ripped off, like so people are like, I guess so-called being scratched, and like they're basically like this massacre. Um, What did they try to hide from me? Um, like, say, give me a good example. Um, Someone said a really good example earlier this morning. I totally forgot what it was. But one of my recent things here about King James, that they teach you that King James was a black man, and they would show you an image of King James, and it appears, yeah, and the Black Hebrew Israelite quote. In that quote, they'll show you an image of King James. Now they've been using the same image. Now the image is a like copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. So what you get is an unclear picture. Now it looks like he could be black. Like they used to say that he looked like David Dinkins. I don't know if any of you guys know who David Dinkins is. He was a past mayor of New York City. And he does look just like the King James image that the Hebrew Israelites use. So with that, I recently did a video. It's on my channel. It's like probably what the fourth to the last one I did. Or I showed the original image where it came from. And you can clearly see that the man is Caucasian. I go into the people that helped them rewrite and retranslate the Bible. They're all Caucasian. And we were taught that the black people and like Europe was all black and everybody on the earth was black except the so-called descendants of Esau, which were the Edomites, right? And we've been in the captivity of all the nations of the earth. And the last captivity is going to be under Esau, which is, i.e., the American slave trade, right? And we supposed to break out of this captivity. From when we leave this captivity, that we supposedly be so-called stolen. When we leave this captivity, we Yahweh Shai, which is Jesus Christ, will come out of the sky, beam us all up, save us for the time where he destroys all the people. There's going to be a nuclear destruction, and they're going to wipe out all the wicked people, wicked Israelites that didn't want to listen to the cult. And there's going to be 144,000 elect out of the nation of Israel that are going to be the new governors of the earth. And we're going to put all the nations of the earth into subjection and slavery. So just how the African American slavery was, that's how they believe that when their Yahweh Shai, aka Jesus, comes back, they're going to enslave all the nations of the earth. And after 1,000 years, they're going to round up all the Caucasian people that descended from Esau and burn them up, put them in the pit and burn them up. Basically the doctrine. There's other things like on my channel, like I could blab on for days about this. I usually like jump all over the place with it, as you can see. But let me get another good thing that they do to you, crazy thing that they do to you. Like they get you during the 2000, the actual Pope. The actual Pope. Well, they believe the first Catholics were black too, because they'll use the Black Madonna painting. Have you ever seen that? Like the Russian icons, where they have these paintings that look like black people. Like they'll have a black John the Baptist, black Mary, black Jesus. They'll use those things too to confirm their doctrine. It's pretty crazy. Like if you don't know any better, like you could so easily fall into that. You could so easily fall into that. For one, most Christian ministers, reverends. Oh, if you don't, the cult, not the Pope, the cult, the actual group, not Pope. Yeah, if you don't adhere to the Pope, the cult. Well, I might have said Pope. Sorry if I did. But if you don't adhere to what they believe in, they blacklist you basically. They shame you. So when you come in, they're so happy. Everybody is so happy to see you. Oh, it's so great that you finally woke up to the truth. And Yahweh's going to bless you, which is the Most High, the Supreme Deity, Yahweh. It's going to bless you, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's so nice. And they have a person that basically, is really no different from Christianity. But I would say regular, normal, everyday Christianity is way better than that shit. For real. Like, if you want to be a Christian, like, I have no problem with people that want to be Christian. Like, right? If you want to be Christian, celebrate Christmas, all that stuff, like, knock yourself out. Like, knock yourself out. Do it better than anybody else. Right? But when you start dealing with groups that curse you, like, if you don't show up at the Christmas party, like, you know what I mean? If you don't show up at the Christmas party, the Most High gonna kill you. The God gonna kill you. Or if you don't make the Passover, or if you don't go to Sabbath class, like on Friday to sundown to Saturday sundown. Hebrew Israelite folks, they follow the new moon. So their days, their Sabbaths are according to the new moon. When the new moon comes in, you count 7 days from the new moon. Because the new moon is supposed to be a new month. Like, right? So that makes sense. Like, that totally makes sense to me. Like, I found a way to get it. Yup. Jealousy, guilt, shaming. Yeah, that jealousy and the guilt shaming is heavy. Heavy. Yeah. Yo, it's serious. Like, and what was good about it, the good things about it, this is some of the good things about it. It's like people that join the military. I heard some people like join the military. They hate the military. They were so glad when they got out. But they can say the military made them a structured person. Like, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't go as far as saying Hebrew Israelite makes people structured, but it gave some people some type of self-esteem. Like people that had low self-esteem, you could join the Hebrew Israelites, and all of a sudden you got the esteem of Superman. Like, you know what I mean? You are Superman. Like, you can go fight the damn world and win. Like, they give you that feeling that Yahweh's on your side, and no matter what you do, Yahweh's going to save you. And the hell with coronavirus. The coronavirus is a plague sent by Yahweh to kill all the white people. And you know, the scriptures say, Ak, like they'll speak to you. Ak is like the Hebrew form of brother, right? The Hebrew word for brother. So they're like, Ak, you don't got to worry about no coronavirus. Ak. All you got to do is keep the commandments. That's all you gotta do is keep the commandments of the Most High. See, the Most High said, did Yahushua said you can eat, you can pick up vipers out, and you can drink poison out, you won't die. We men in the Lord, we try to be one of those 144,000 of the elect. You know what I mean? So they pump your head all up, and then you do anything for the group. And the worst things about it is that the first thing they do is separate you from your own family. Your own family becomes wicked and evil. So now you getting this good news saying your roots or where you came from. Like now you can tell people you come from Israel. Like you ain't no, you're not just a slave in Africa. And they tell you that you're not African. They teach you that Africans sold you into slavery. So you're not African. You don't come from Africa. You're just a slave in Africa. So that's the type of shit that they do to you. So you know damn well you came from Africa through those damn slave ships, right? But they'll tell you you're an Israelite. In 70 AD, the Romans invaded Israel and you fled. And what they said, right? So where would be the best place for you to go run and hide? It's Africa. So that because if you went anywhere else, you will be easily identified. So you go to Africa where everybody looks like you. So supposedly from 70 AD, migrated all through Africa and wound their asses up on the West Coast, where the Africans got tired of them and sold them to the white man in slavery. And that's how we got here in the Americas. From a curse from God from Deuteronomy 28. That's basically how that goes now. And then from there, we're supposed to live out our captivity for 400 years. Then after the 400 years, the Most High is going to put the truth back in us of who we are. And this is supposed to have been started in, what year did we land on the moon? Like 12 tribe chart, right? The different nations and stuff. But like you got the Southern Kingdom, which came on the slave ships, were Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Levi was in both. They was in the Northern and Southern Kingdom of Israel. Because the Levites were the priests. So they had to teach, they were the teachers. So they had to be with the 10 tribes also. So Levi was like split within the two kingdoms. But you had Benjamin and Levi. Now, Benjamin was, they say, are the so-called Jamaicans. Haitians are the so-called Levites, right? So they said that was the whole way where the Levites were, right? Now, if Levi was with the 10, like, where did Levi go then? Did he just make his way to Haiti anyway? So it's crazy. Like, when you're young, you get into it, it's a lot of stuff that you miss. Like, they tell you half truths. There was a great video this Greek guy made on talk of GMF and how he tells only half. Let me see if I can pull that video up. It's a great video. I put the link in the chat. I'll put it again if you want to come out and talk. Oh, see that link finish. See, I forget. Where the hell is it? Okay, I got it. Let's link for this thing here. Share. I've just been tripping. Oops. That's your buggy. Yeah, my shit's bugging again. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. All right, look guys. All right. You guys can hear me all right? All right. You guys hear me? I'm good, Pete? Give me a 1 if I'm good. Okay, all right, cool. All right, I'm getting this thing here for you. All right, here's the letter. Okay, I found that video too. All right, that's the Google Drive. You should be able to access it from there. All right, let me get my screen shared. Play this video. This is an example. I wanted to do a video on this, but I'll just do it. So, this is a very good video. It shows an example of what they do. So it's a great example of it. Yeah, start up. This is from Saying It Like It Is.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Saying It Like It Is. Today, I'm gonna say it like it is about Tata. Who is Tata? He's part of that GMS group, 34, and most of them are from Boston. Okay, and I'm putting you on blast today with the shit that you're trying to say that the Greeks about Alexander the Great, and that's it. You like to cherry pick. You don't like to say the whole story. You don't like to say the whole truth. Okay? Where I'm getting with this is that you left out a very important fact in history that the Greeks were, for 400 years, they were under slavery under the Turks. From the year 1453 till 1821, you left that's very important part, but it doesn't benefit you to say that because it will contradict other stuff that you say when you're preaching out there on the street. The Greeks were slaves. The key word is slaves. Before African American slaves.
See?
So you're trying to say that only the what the Bible taught only the African Americans. Really not. The Greeks were slaves before that, for 400 years, under the Turks. The Greeks were considered second-class citizens, and they all, which means if you didn't have the money to pay that tax, they'll behead you. They'll cut your damn head off. And there was beheadings going on back in those days, when people didn't have enough money to pay that tax. That's why they called it the head tax. And they used to abduct babies, little Greek babies, and sail them across the water to Turkey and raise them over there and teach them the Turkish language and teach them the Muslim religion and turn them into warriors to fight other Greeks. Greeks fighting their own kind without even knowing that they were Greek to begin with. You want to talk about some serious shit here. You don't like to mention any of that. They'll contradict everything that you say. It doesn't benefit you to say that. So maybe you knew the history or maybe not, but I'm setting the record straight right now that you like to cherry pick. And if it doesn't benefit your agenda, you're not going to come out and say it anyways. So you like to say half-truths. You don't like to say the whole story, the complete story. And let's not get into the Greeks were under the German rule and a point in time where they had dictatorship down there. And the genocide in the 1900s by the Turks again. That was left out, right? That stuff you guys don't like to mention, that stuff.
Let me stop right there for a second. You see what he
so
said?
That's why I'm pointing.
Yeah, you don't want to. They don't want to mention that. And when you are a member of this cult, when you are approached by them and they don't know that you're an ex-member or were involved with the movement at one point, they will have all the mouth in the world. They would tell you all types of stuff. Sometimes I'll just sit there and act like I don't know anything. And you watch them spew all the stuff that I know, the whole doctrine like the back of my head. There's nothing any Hebrew Israelite can throw at me that I haven't said myself. No book, no like reference, none of that shit that I haven't seen myself and dealt with years and years ago before most of these people even knew what the Hebrew Israelites was. Because they really didn't of the Northeast tri-state area until about 2008. Like there were some groups, other parts of the United States, but there were the singular groups, very, very small, one key, and basically never leaving that city or town. Where these groups now, they're spread all across the country and the world since 2008 from YouTube. GMS, which is Tahar's group, was one of the first groups to do videos on YouTube. And they were like a virus. You got camps, so-called camps with the little groups that spread all across the country. And they have Holland, you know what I mean? All these crazy ass countries, they're there. There's been some murders. There have been about 12 murders that are connected to the Hebrew Israelites in 2019. There were about 12, maybe 12, potentially 15 murders. 12 murders that I could probably count on my hands right now. I can recite to you right now. But I feel it's about 15. Rudy, so you're familiar with the group. So do you practice Palo? I don't know, like this is my first time here seeing you here. So I just want to know what's your thing on the whole that I did today in the Hebrew Israelites. Once again, I'll put the link if you want to come on. Yeah, well, GMS, but before they were called GMS, they were called the House of David. That's why I went into groups. The last one was Torah Nights. Yeah. For one, I like to know, what do you think of the video I did today? And second, I'm sure you're familiar, like you say, you're familiar with the Hebrew Israelites. Were you once a Hebrew Israelite, or still are, or because it was the first time me seeing you on the channel? So I just want to know, like, your little background. How did you find my channel and stuff like that? And finish playing this thing.
I'm putting you on blast about that because you're not telling the people the correct history. A lot of people know the history of the Greeks. Maybe you don't know it, but you can't go out there and teach false history. According to you, it's all about Alexander the Great because you have to cherry pick. And Alexander the Great, by the way, it goes BC. This is before Christ was on the scene. Everybody was conquering and ruling at those times. There was no Christ. There was no religion. But you don't talk about the Greeks after Christ. You don't like to say anything about that, right? And you like to point out only that the African Americans were slaves, but the Greeks, who were 400 years slavery, plus they didn't own any plantations in the United States. There was no Papadopoulos during those times of the slavery in the United States. They didn't own any plantations. You're trying to blast all white people. You're trying to put all of them responsible when it was one particular nation. And the nation is the Anglo-Saxon Americans who came to this country, who built those plantations. Their last names were Thomason and Williamson and Washington. There was no Papadopoulos. Last names. There was no Russians. There was no Italians either. There was no Koreans. There was no Japanese. It was only one nation. And you're pointing the fingers when you're doing speeches on the street. You're pointing the fingers, but you don't know what nation that person. He's a shade of white, but you can't put him on blast. You don't know where he's from. You point the finger at any white person that looks white or kind of white, and you're saying, "Remember you enslaved us." Dude, you have no clue. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea. Yeah, you might be pointing the fingers by accident at the right people, but you know the fingers that game point all the time, 100% where they're supposed to be pointed at. And don't give me that bullshit with Alexander the Great, and you're leaving out the part of 400 years of slavery under the Turks. You want to spin this around and say, well, it wasn't us.
Oh.
Say, well, it wasn't the African American that enslaved the Greeks. Yeah, we know that. The point is that there were slaves. There were slaves for 400 years. And they went through fucking hell. 400 years. So I get straight that the heart likes to say half-truths. He doesn't give you the other stuff. He doesn't try to let you know the other things. That's not going to benefit him when he's giving speeches out there, and will not benefit his agenda that he's trying to push out there.
That's about it. That's about it. So you're into the whole Moorish thing? I got a couple of us on here too. Like I go over like the whole, not too much of the group itself. I give a little. Mostly it's like most of the more videos I did. Well, actually, I got a more video on the history of the Moors, like in Europe and stuff like that. Yeah, they got doctrinal differences, but it's when these people have these doctrines that they can't, these claims and stuff that they can't prove, and they know that most of the stuff that they're saying isn't true, and they push it on the people. But like I said, I have no problem with somebody being a Christian or anything like that. But my main thing is when you take these doctrines and try to rule over someone's life negativity. Know what I mean? So it's not my issue isn't that you believe this man gonna pop out the sky and kill everybody, right? Or you like, or Santa Claus, this big fat man in a red suit, comes down your chimney every year. Or they got a bunny that lays eggs in your backyard for your kids and stuff. Like, don't mean with that. But my issue is when they tell you you're gonna die if you don't believe this big fat man in this red suit comes down your chimney every year. Or we're gonna kill you because you eat pork. Or we're gonna kill you because you got a white wife, or a white husband, or a Indian husband, or a Russian husband or wife or whatever. You know what I mean? That's when the whole cult thing comes in, because the cult, what they do is suppress like your life. Like, for one reason, like I said before, they'll tell you that your parents is wicked, everybody in your family is wicked, that this is your new home, this is your family. Right. They use it as a means of control and to take your money. When House of David, GMS, or whatever you want to call them, back in 2000, before 2000, they had brothers in my city leaving their jobs, their families, their school, everything, because they think this man is going to come out the sky and kill everybody, all the white people, and he powers on you to be able to go out there and bring vengeance on the so-called nations that had you in captivity that are in the Bible. You see how crazy that is? There was brothers that had good jobs, careers, and they got a hold of this cult, and they went to work and tell the white man at the job, guess what? I quit, and I'm gonna cut all y'all crackers, and I'm gonna rape y'all wives and put them in the bed chamber. We gonna take your kids and dash their heads against the stones. You wouldn't believe how many of the brothers did that or left school. What you trying to go to school for? Yahweh Shai coming back. What you going to school for? Brothers quit college. Got scholarships and everything. Quit. The hell with this damn white man's system. Yahweh Shai coming back. And what they do now, they get you away from your family. You're supposed to be a man. You come in the cult, they practice polygamy. So, yeah, it's purely manipulative. Now, check this out. I want to get on the Moors real quick, right? You know who Corin Gaines is, right? The sister Corin Gaines that was killed by the police. All right, I'm back. Know what it is? This emergency thing, it resets after an hour. I just read the thing. So that's why this shit's happening. Usually it don't happen. Usually once in a while I get a little bad audio or something recently, but today was crazy. Yeah, what I was saying is about Corin Gaines. She adhered to the whole Morris doctrine, and it costed her life. If you can see the videos, I got a video on it. Where how she talks to the police and stuff about her rights and stuff, how she don't have to have a driver's license, registration, and all this stuff, right? And she already had a warrant or some other charges that were pending, and she was planning on suing the government over it and all this stuff. She had her kid in the car. Police pull her over. The police is very nice to her. And she just wanted to mouth off and like talk all crazy. So the police had enough, and they basically removed her from the car. And I guess the child might have went to like what do you call that? Detective Curtis. And she was arrested. And now I guess she's supposed to go to court. And she didn't go to court. She had a warrant. So the marshal showed up at her house, served the warrant. She decides to grab a shotgun and hold the police at bay at the door, right? Talk about you can't do this and stuff. I'm sovereign and all this crazy shit. And the police shot her. She died. She ended up getting shot. The child was actually hit by one of the bullets also, or grazed by one of the bullets. The child lived, she died. Beautiful girl, right? Her mouth was just crazy. Her mouth was beautiful. But she's dead. The court awarded her parents a settlement. We didn't hear anything about the other court case that she had, which she was supposed to be suing the government for all this. But she wasn't. It was a civil suit, I believe, that she had won. The family had won for. I can't remember how much it was, but the thing, what I'm trying to say is, she put all of her eggs in one basket, and it costed her life. Now, where were these people when all this was going on? Where were these people? Did she had to have got in contact with some of the people in the Moorish Science Temple, or had to be in contact with them to get, like, the whole, to find out how to do all that stuff. Yeah, Child Protective Services. Yep. Found. Same thing with Nacho Tahuti, right? How Taj Tariq Bey will tell you that, oh, you don't have to have no driver license and all this crazy stuff, right? And the Moors is all about Sa-Neter, right? Then this old fool, Nacho Tahuti, supposed to be a black leader and all this stuff, gets caught trafficking goddamn heroin and shit across the damn country, goes to jail, sells. I guess he had some of that dope in his behind or whatever. I don't know how he did that. He was just chilling with dope in his behind. Well, they caught him with, like, I forgot how much it was. It was like a couple ounces, I think, of heroin in a hotel. He talking about he was set up. Yeah, right. Right? He goes to prison, and Nacho Tahuti, which is homeboys with Sa-Neter, he was how Brother Polite is the Sa-Neter. That's what Nacho Tahuti was before Polite came on the scene and was on Sa-Neter. That's who Nacho Tahuti is. Like, Polite spot with Sa-Neter, that's supposed to be Nacho Tahuti. But Nacho Tahuti ass went to the West Coast. He had a complaint first about Polite and how he was trying to take over, giving him no money and all this stuff, right? So he was exposing the House of Consciences, basically. So I guess he had some agreement with Sa-Neter to go to the West Coast and start a West Coast version of the House of Conscience. He went over there. It was documented on a video. He had to talk with some gang leaders and all this stuff. Same time, I think it was in Washington State. Same place Sakari comes from, right? Sakari was out there and stuff. So at that time, I believe Sakari was out there. And he comes back with a bunch of heroin and stops in Pennsylvania, gets caught in a hotel in Pennsylvania. Now, he's locked up. Obviously, he had some more dope in his behind. He goes to sell the heroin to some inmates, and 2 inmates OD. Fast forward, Nacho Tahuti is facing like he already sentenced, got like 60 years in prison because of it. So he's all set, never to see the light again. The Moors didn't come help him and say that the court, they can't hold you and all that stuff. Where were the Moors? Where were they? They were nowhere to be found. And the Hebrew Israelites to do the same thing. They will take your money. They give you tights. They give you 3 tights. Some of these kids got 3 tights, triple tights. You got to pay 30% of your income. You got to give to them, and they have no programs, nothing for you. The only thing they might have for you is some snacks after Sabbath class. That's it. You couldn't get in a bind. You a little short on your rent and stuff. You wasting your breath asking the coach, asking the coach to help you. You're absolutely out of your mind. I made t-shirts for IUIC. And shit, no motherfuckers still owe. And they got more money than the mug. They global. Global. And they didn't want to pay me when I was there. Talking about, well, brother, you know you're the only one getting paid here. Yeah, I'm the only one that ain't stupid in this motherfucker. That's what it is. I'm the only one that ain't stupid in here. Dumb and stupid. Because they'll tell you, you know, brother, say Rudy, for example, right? Say if you were a audio engineer, right? You record rappers and singers and bands and do all types of stuff like that. And you happen to come across these people. In love with them. They'll convince you to leave your profession. They will tell you, you working for Satan because you got rappers in your studio. Right? You're not supposed to be dealing with this devil music. But they said you should be doing this for the truth. You should be making music for the truth. So what they'll do, and you believe it, you follow behind them because you believe these people are your key to your salvation, the key to you gaining this heavenly role and ruling the earth for eternity. You will listen to everything that they tell you, and you will close your music studio or have your studio struggle to keep it open now, and you will only have people from your cult will be coming to your studio, right? And they will use you to be a sound man for the school, to record audio classes, to record maybe do some video editing, to edit the videos, and guess what? You won't get paid for any of your work. They will pump it up that you're doing this to spread the truth. You're like, yeah, I'm trying to spread this truth. My people need to wake up. And you struggling. But you feel like you're doing the Lord's work. The Most High going to take care of you because you're doing the Most High's work. And they hit you with that scripture. Didn't the Most High take care of the birds and the animals? They didn't have to look for what they got to eat every day. Didn't he provide for the birds? The birds don't have to have a job. They tell you shit like that. And they go right in your head and fuck you all up. Next thing you know, your wife is looking at you like you stupid as all hell. Like, yo, this bill is late, right? Your last $20 to the coat Friday night or Saturday night or whatever. You gave your money to them instead of giving it to your wife to pay them damn bills, right? They'll tell you that your wife has no place in the home except to bear children, to cook and clean. And that you got and you're the ruler of the house. You're the ruler. You're the sole controller of the household. A woman can't say nothing to you. On her period, she got to go sleep in another bed. And they tell you all this and want to back it all up with the Bible and have you all fucked up. You be sitting there looking at your parents. Your parents be looking at you like you crazy as shit. Your cousins be looking at you like you crazy as shit, and you won't see none of it. Hey, what's up? Yeah, what's going on? And you won't see none of it. You won't see none of that shit. But you steady go moving forward. I'm doing this for the truth. I'm doing this for the truth. And destroy your whole house. Your wife is looking at it like you're fucking out of your mind. Because now they're taking all of your time. The time for your children. She's supposed to be raising your children. The man works. The woman supposed to be raised. I tell the woman what to do. And in return, she tell the kids what to do. So I don't have to be around. It's all good. It's all good. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. Put that link up in there. Or anybody else that want to come in and talk about it. Yeah. They'll set you off small, right? You go to class, and then they'll tell you, well, brother, you know, everybody has a job around here, right? They have a little job for you. Maybe to straighten out the chairs after class or to sweep the floor after class. That's how they get you. Like, you know what I mean? They find out what you do for a living, too. That plays a huge role in what you do for a living. That plays a huge role in it. So they scope out what you do for a living. Then they put an officer over you to be basically a spy. So he's like the handler for you. He's the guy that's grooming you. So the officer will keep tabs on you. Like he'll call you every day, multiple times a day. Hey, how you doing? You staying in the scriptures? We gotta stay in the spirit. We can't stray off and let the devil get us. Now you respect this nigga. He calling you every day, 5 times a day now. Telling you, you gotta stay with the Most High. How you doing today, brother? How you doing? Yo, we got a class today, brother. I'll come pick you up. You ain't gotta drive. I'll come get you. Now you go into the classes. And know what? They'll talk to you like, yo, I had a problem with porn and stuff until I came into this truth. It was destroying my life. And blah, 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 right? And now he's gonna get you to talk about your issues, right? Yo, yeah, I be smoking weed and shit. Yo, the Most High don't want us to smoke weed. You aren't supposed to put no smoke on our law. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. Or I used to sell drugs. Like, well, that's witchcraft. You put witchcraft on people selling drugs. Or I like white women too much. Like, no, we ain't supposed to be dealing with these other nations. Most High kill you. You a murderer. You a murderer. Right? So they get you all that, right? Now, they're very friendly. They're very friendly at this time. Now, you go to ask a question. Like, all right, here we go. Here we go. The King James picture, right? And they try to tell you that's a black name. Now, you might be college educated. You know goddamn well King James ain't black, right? But you in class, you raise your hand, you ask a question. Yo, elder, that picture you're showing really isn't like the original of that picture. That's like a copy, and it makes him look like that. This is the original picture of him. He doesn't look black at all in this. You got a demon on you, brother. You got a demon on you. You got to stay in the spirit. The white man, you never heard of iconoclasm? The white man was painting over our images. They don't want us to wake up to our truth. They don't want us to wake up to the truth. So that way they kick to you. They'll kick that shit to you. So now you feeling all bad and shit, and now the niggas want to look at you funny. So now you feeling kind of out of place. Yeah, y'all ain't with you. The Most High ain't with this brother. Or they'll do a class after you do some shit like that. They'll do a class, right? And the class will be on returning to your vomit. Or like, you know what I mean? It'll be something hitting on that subject. It'll be hitting on that subject. Yeah, guilt shaming, P. But they'll do it indirectly. So now you feeling like, oh shit, he teaching this shit. Damn, that's what kind of happened to me the other day when I asked that question. And now you don't want to leave. You don't want to be, because you get all this information and you feel like this shit is true. It's real. So if they kick you out, that means you're not getting no more lessons. and you're gonna die. The Most High is not favoring you, so you're gonna die. That's what they do to you. So now, what in return happens? Your ass fall in line. You fall in line. Just like when you were a kid in school, right? You got the people that you hang out with, and now there's another crowd that's cooler than your crowd, and they like you and shit, right? Like, yo, that dude, yo, he cool and shit, yo, he cool. Like, right? So you're like, oh shit, man. They get all the girls, they get all, yo, man, everybody likes them, yo, they the coolest group in the whole school. And now they talking to you. So now your boys and shit is like, oh, you wanna go fuck with them niggas, nigga? Like, what about us? Like, know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm so cool with y'all and shit. So now you see them niggas come around the corner. Hey, what's up, killer? Like, yo, we got this party we going to and shit tomorrow night. But you supposed to be playing video games with your boys tomorrow night, right? So now you like, shit, damn, this is my way in. And shit, they might have a little girl for you or some shit. So now you like, shit, man, nah, man, I ain't playing no video games tomorrow. I'm gonna hang out with my boys. Like, what do you mean your boys and shit? So now they done got you to cut your friends off, right? Oh, you want to hang around them lanes? Oh, like, yo, can my boys come? Hell no, they can't come, nigga. Like, hell no. That corny ass nigga with the glasses and shit. And that dumb nigga right there and shit you chill with, hell no. He a geek. He hanging out with us, right? So now you done told your boys you might be able to get them in a party. Now you say, nah, you can't. Nah, man, you guys can't come, man. I'm sorry. And blah, blah, blah. They looking at you like, damn, niggas like that. So you just gonna sell us out like that? And then you go over there, right? You go fuck with these niggas. You go to the party. So now you at the party and shit, you got the girl. And shit, they hook you up with the girl, and now they drinking. You ain't never drunk before, right? So now, hey, man, have a beer. Get a beer, man, a couple of shots. And you're like, well, you know, I don't drink. What the fuck you mean you don't drink? Right? Like, yo, this nigga don't drink, yo. Like, yo, they tell the girl and shit they hook you up with. Yo, man, this corny ass nigga talking about he don't drink and shit. Pussy ass nigga, like, know what I mean? And now you got that peer pressure on your ass. So now when it was all cool, now them niggas is turning against you. And they chopping the shit out of you. So what you gonna do? You're gonna take that shot. You're gonna drink that beer. Know what I'm saying? Now they expect you to drink all the time. Now they invite you to more parties, expect you to drink. You don't drink, all them niggas is on your ass. They on your ass with the guilt shaming and all that shit. Or what did we call it? P, what's the other word? Love bombing. Love bombing. Y'all look that up and shit. That's another big thing in cults, love bombing. Where they talk real nice with you. As soon as you do something outside of the doctrine or the way you're supposed to follow and live within that group, they attack you and make you feel the lowest of low. So now you done gave up your family. You done gave up your boys, all your friends. You know what I mean? You don't hang out with the dude that you work with, that y'all chill every day and shit after work. You no longer hang out with him because you in the cult now. So you ain't smoking weed or you ain't going to the strip bar or whatever y'all was doing. Shit. Playing basketball. Yes, it could be something as innocent as basketball. See, the white man used the black man and shit to play his goddamn sport. You're not going to be a pro. You're 30 years old. You're not going to the NBA. Why are you trying to play basketball? Or they hit you with this one too. When I was young, when I was young, what was that scripture? What's that scripture, P? When they said when I was young, I did childish things. When I become a man, I put away the childish things. They can hit you with that shit and fuck you all up. You can be like, damn, these niggas got an answer for everything. Yup. That's how they do you. So that's right, dude. That's right. Like I said, yo, this shit exists all over the place. It's not just Hebrew Israelites. It's in the Palo community. It's in the Voodoo community. It's in the Ifa community. Wherever you want to, Santeria, whatever you want to fuck with. You want to fuck with devil worship, Satanism, they got that shit in there. You want to deal with goddamn necromancy, goddamn the Goetia, whatever, like Rosicrucian shit, all that shit, yo, that shit everywhere. That shit is everywhere. They manipulating people's minds. Why did I stay? Oh no, I'm looking at an old comment. I'm sorry. Like, why did I stay in there? Just the answer to that is, like I said before, like you feel this is the truth. This is the key to your salvation and your history. It's like being adopted and not knowing who your parents are. Then a motherfucker whisper in your ear, I know who your daddy is. You like, oh shit. And now you following this nigga all around town. But guess what? He ain't gonna tell you who your daddy is. You be like, did you know your daddy was a millionaire? You be like, huh? Where he at? Oh, I ain't seen him in a while, right? You got his number now? I ain't got a number, but I see him every once in a while. So now you hanging with the nigga because you might run and you got that nigga number. You calling that nigga all the time and shit. Yo, one hang up. Because you want to know where your daddy at and who your daddy is. But this nigga is the gatekeeper. They're the gatekeepers to the information. So even though he a piece of shit, the nigga might ask you to borrow $20. The nigga don't pay you back. You know what I'm saying? He might do all of that, but you gonna still fuck with him because he know who your daddy is and you don't. Know what I'm saying? So you're gonna follow this nigga around like a goddamn puppy dog to get that information. And that's how it goes down. And you put everything on hold. You put everything on hold for that information. Now, you get tired of it. The niggas just do some wicked shit. You leave the nigga alone, but you still hold on to the doctrine. That's what happens a lot too. That's what I kept doing. Like, I left like that 2000 prophecy, right? That shit was a bullshit. These niggas came up at the last minute, like 20 minutes to 12, talking about, oh, the Most High was just testing our faith. Know what I'm saying? That's some crazy wild ass shit. Oh, the Most High was just testing our faith. Lying ass nigga. You led these motherfuckers just to see how strong these niggas was to your shit. Testing the waters. And now they got another thing. And every year, we get closer and closer. This might be the one. Just like right now with the coronavirus shit. They are praying that the coronavirus get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. To kill everybody ass out here. And if it kills them, so what? The Most High's will. They want as much chaos as there can possibly be, because the more chaos, people are going to wake up, and the faster Yahweh Shai, aka Jesus, is going to bust through the sky and save their asses. Like, some people look at it like, you just a stupid motherfucker for falling for all that shit. A lot of people do. Stupid. And they got me young. They got me, I was young. Like, I thought I was a man, but I wasn't no motherfucking man. I was just a little stupid motherfucker. Like, I had mad knowledge and shit. I was studying all types of shit, like books. Like, I was learning the Circle 7 and Malachi York, Islam, fucking 5%ers. Like, I was fucking with all that shit all at once. Like, just trying to find out what's me. Get all the information I can. That come to a conclusion of who I am and what I should be doing in life. You know what I'm saying? And I was just about to join Islam. Like, I was like, you know what I mean? I was like real close. Start going to the mosque. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was, like, I came to conclude, all right, this is it. Like, yeah, I ran into them niggas. They said Muhammad wore a skirt and painted his fingernails. I'm like, God damn, Muhammad was a cross-dresser. And they showed me these books. They showed me in the Quran what the Quran say. Israel was God's chosen people. So I'm like, shit. Why I'm gonna follow Islam? And when Islam tell you itself that Israel is God's chosen people, and you telling me that I'm Israel. You know what I'm saying? So why I'm gonna fuck with these niggas as Ishmaelites and shit, and they not gonna inherit the kingdom? Oh shit. Yeah, that shit's crazy. So y'all see how crazy that shit is. Yeah, everybody think you crazy, B. And when you leave, you know you crazy as shit when you leave. When you finally leave the shit and try to come back, shit. Them niggas is looking at you like, oh, you been fucking with them niggas? Uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. And now they ain't inviting you to shit. They kept inviting you to shit when you was in it. And now you back and shit. Them niggas ain't fucking with you no more. Motherfucker invite you to Thanksgiving dinner. Damn, the hell with your goddamn Thanksgiving dinner and the goddamn white man. All y'all niggas go to hell and shit. We gonna kill all you fucking son of bitches. Now you find out that shit all bullshit. You like, shit, what's going on and shit? What y'all do for Thanksgiving? Same little shit. The motherfucker don't even call your ass and shit. You looking stupid. Stuck on stupid. You ain't got nobody. Just like a motherfucker get locked up and shit too many times. The motherfuckers keep bailing you out and shit. Now you done got locked up now. There's nobody. They just cut your ass off. And that's what the cult do. And know what that'll make you do? Go right back to the cult. Go right back to the motherfuckers. That's what it make you do. You go right back. You know, you start second guessing yourself. You start second guessing yourself. And that's what a lot of motherfuckers is doing. A lot of the people I still like congregate and talk to and shit. So I'm not saying all of them is shit, but there's some and shit. They leave the shit. They know it's bullshit, but they still hang on to the cult ideology. And that's what happened with me. Like after the whole thing, like people I learned under, like after the 2000 thing, we were like on our own for like 2 years or 3 years before another school out here opened up that I joined. Like, right now, in that time, like we knew them niggas was wicked. Them niggas was mad wicked. Like, you know what I mean? It got to the point one of my boys was gonna shoot one of these motherfuckers and shit, like real life, like right up in school in front of everybody. There's like plenty of motherfuckers that can tell that story and shit. That was there. I wasn't there, but I heard the story and shit in detail. But these, like when you leave, you say, "Oh, these people are wicked." Now you saying they wicked, so you're using their cult doctrine against them, right? So everything they taught you, you're applying all of that, and you're looking at them like they're a hypocrite because you supposed to be doing this. The scriptures say you should do this. The scriptures say you supposed to be doing that, but you ain't doing none of that shit. You wicked as hell, or they get caught messing with your wife, or some stupid shit, like, you know what I mean? You find out the nigga telling you not to smoke weed and shit. You see that nigga at the club or the strip bar and shit, rolling up, like, you know what I mean? It'd be stupid shit like that. And you leave, right? And now you feel like you're the authority. You're the authority on Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you're the authority now. Those niggas is wicked. So you feel like you can teach this. Now You go in the midst of the city. You know, the scriptures say you go through the midst of the city. You know what I mean? Dividing the people, sealing niggas up. Like, know what I mean? You go dealing with all these people, stuff, you telling them the truth. You telling them about the scriptures and all this stuff, like, right? And you might have a couple people underneath you. You might have a couple heads underneath you and shit that's following under you. And they looking for you as for guidance. They telling their boys about you. They telling their girl about you. They telling their mama and their daddy about you. And guess what? Their grandmother be like, I don't know about that. I don't know. I love my Jesus. I don't know about it. I ain't never heard nothing like that. But you like, what do you mean you ain't heard nothing, grandma? It's right here in the Bible. It's a shame for a woman to speak in church. If she should learn anything, let her learn from her husband. I ain't that my pastor ain't never said that. Right? And then Hebrew Israelites said, and now that is solidifying your claim because they're not waking up to it. That means they're denying the Bible. They're trying to change the Bible. So that makes them evil. So now you look at saying your grandmama going to hell, your daddy going to hell, your mama going to hell. Your wife, if she don't listen to your ass, she going to hell. And the kids going with her. And the kids going with her. I know a lady that friend, her daughter, married a black dude. And the black dude got a hold of some Israel United in Christ videos on YouTube. And guess what happened? That nigga left her ass over the coat. Had 3 kids, left her motherfucking ass over the coat. Probably had some fine ass white woman, and he gonna leave her ass and shit for goddamn IUIC to be under a bunch of niggas. Straight up. A bunch of old boogie eating fools. Yes, I said boogie eating. That's what they be doing. Eating boogers. They're boogie eating fools and shit. That's what's going on. We see it in every single cult. And we got these people, that shit what I was saying too. When you leave, you still holding on to the ideology because you still believe it. You still believe it. So know what that means? There's another cult for you. And what these cults do too, the cult leaders, they juggle around members. Like they have, that nigga ain't shit. He don't really belong over here and shit. Let's push this nigga out. He'll go over to GMS niggas because he a dirt bomb ass nigga and shit. He ain't got a job, so we get that nigga mad. He go run over there. We let Tahar and them have that nigga. We looking for more refined fucking cult members. Motherfuckers that got more money. And yes, they do have their cash cows too. They will find them, and you won't know nothing about them. They're like, brother, don't tell nobody what you do, brother, for a living. You know that's none of the brothers' businesses. That's none of the brothers' businesses. Don't tell them that you're a multi-millionaire and shit, real estate. Don't tell them that. Don't tell nobody. Brothers are trying to use you. They stay focused with the Most High. Then they serenade that nigga. They give him some rank. Next you know, he don't know shit. That nigga know like 3 scriptures, but all of a sudden they making him an officer. So he feel now he locked in. Now you're an officer, you obligated to do things. You obligated to go pick up brothers and make sure brothers and shit is staying in line and shit and coming to class and make sure they wearing their fringes and make sure they paying their tithes and stuff. So now you got a full-time fucking job. You got a grown-ass nigga that's a millionaire. You got this motherfucker running around and shit like he work at goddamn Walmart and on parole. Like a nigga on parole working at Walmart. They got that nigga running around like that. I did a video on that with Elder Kanan and IUIC, where he talking about the pocket, talking about these people that joined the cult, and he was calling them the pocket, meaning they had money. There was another dude that was so nice to let him stay in his home. Let the man stay in his house for free. And that man destroyed those people's house. Destroyed the house. And when they put him out, they went to put the man out. The man destroyed the house more and stole shit on the property. Then the man had some ATVs on the property. He went and stole the ATVs. And now that nigga in jail. Well, I don't know if he in jail, but he got arrested. I don't know if he was sentenced or not. Yeah, I gotta look that up and shit. I do story. Yeah, that's what it is. I see 5 of y'all asses up in here. I know at least 3 of y'all asses are Hebrew Israelite. Probably, most likely. Here's that that link to come on the screen and shit. Bring your ass on here and tell me why you're mad and tell me that I'm lying. There's a link right there in the chat. All you gotta do is click on it. Come on here, shoot y'all shit. Shoot your shit. I'm shooting from the hip. Goddamn. I'll bust that ass from the hip. Yeah, so I'm about to close up in a little bit. This damn 3 hours, but I had fun tonight. Shit. I had fun. I had a lot of fun. Sometimes doing all that reading and shit takes a lot out of me. But as long as I got some people in the chat and shit, talking some shit, just wanting to know what's up and shit, I'm happy. Especially happy for Sister P being here. Hold me down. Yeah, man. Yeah, they all think you're crazy. Search of the true black identity and wind up in one of those worst cults out there. Yup, that's what happened. And don't run from the goddamn Hebrew Israelite community and go fuck with them damn Kemetic ass niggas, because they'll do the same shit to your ass. And I'm not telling everybody to run from the Hebrew Israelites and the whole Kemetic community and run to the damn voodoo and Palo Mayombe community. Don't go running your ass over there either, because you get yourself in some shit that you ain't prepared for. From what I see a lot of people telling their stories, just like the Palo thing and the voodoo shit, that shit might be even worse. Cause them is just getting straight bread from your ass. They get ass and bread. They have put these women in initiations. They fill it up on their breasts and having sex with them, telling about it's part of the initiation and all types of shit. And take like 30 racks from their ass and shit. Take like 30 grand. Oh, you want to be initiated? Well, that's going to cost you about $25,000. And once again, you're trying to get a connection with your roots and all this stuff. Like you looking for some true meaning and all this stuff. And you kick that money up. And these niggas don't even know what they're doing. They give you some bullshit. Think you got a Naganga and shit. That shit ain't nothing but pop. With some sand in that shit. And a couple sticks. That came out of somebody's backyard. And you think you got something. You wondering why it don't work. And people tell you got to be in the spirit. Yo, they get you every time, yo. They get you every time. Get you every time. Yeah, better to do some deep research before jumping into religions. Yeah. Like I'm saying, like I put these videos out here. This is stuff that I'm researching that I find interesting. Like I used to be spooked out to the motherfucker for shit like this and shit. I didn't want to watch the videos or nothing. Like I think this shit might put a goddamn spirit out of my motherfucking ass and shit. I watch this shit. You know what I mean? So through my research, I learned more and more about what it's about, what it is, and stuff like that. So like I don't have a fear of it anymore. I find it fascinating. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if something, how it was preserved. That's how the religion was preserved, and like where it came from, how it to people and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know. I just find it interesting. So whatever I find interesting, I share with y'all. The ways of life is what the DHI is usually called. Yep. Yep. They're back here supposed to be way of life. Oh yeah, they get you to leave your house and shit because you're supposed to be a man. You can't get no wife now and living with your parents because the scriptures say the man leaves his home when he gets a wife. Now you have sex with that girl, that woman. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't want no crazy ass black chicks. So I kept my ass away from black women and shit all. Because we could talk, we was taught that the other women are concubines. So anybody outside the nation of Israel that we deal with, it was no problem with us like not dealing with them. Like if we didn't feel like dealing with them no more, we had to deal with them. But you dealing with a woman of your nation, like that's a pact. Like I was reading tonight, that's a pact. And you mess around and leave her or whatever or some shit, Most High gonna kill your ass. Know what I mean? I just go to the strip bars, don't give none of the Hispanic and the black chicks nothing. There's a couple of women I talked to, I told that to, that was like, yo, you ain't shit. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't get a goddamn dime. The white women, the Asian women, anything else and shit. Indian, whatever else they did get some bread. But all the black Hispanics and shit, I'm not there as far as I'm concerned. Shit. They're not even in the building. Yep. Not supposed to make whores out of the daughters of Zion. But that shit went south and shit now. That's old school shit. Now that's just a totally different shit. That shit wide open now. Brother to get a black stripper quick. Oh, sister, you know, this is the truth about your nationality, chick. About your nationality. Draws real quick. You be my wife. And now she's your wife. She can't leave you now. Like you like her. She might not like you as much, but she might have slept with you. But she don't really like your ass that much. She feel you smart and shit like that, but she ain't really feeling you like that. But she slept with you. And now this nigga talk about my wife with no none of that shit. Now that's your wife. Now you're not even gonna take care of her ass and shit. You living off her. She the one with the job. You ain't got no goddamn job. You talking about I'm the man in the house and all that shit. And you under subjection to me. Don't raise your voice. Don't talk to me like that. You're gonna do what I tell you that shit, and your ass ain't got no goddamn job. And your excuse is you waking the people up. You doing the Most High's work. And we in captivity, so we ain't got no jobs. I thought when you in captivity though, you work. You a slave. What slave don't work? These niggas getting food stamps and everything and shit. It don't work. But they in captivity. That make a good video right there. How y'all niggas in captivity ain't got no job? Right? So they fuck you all up. Now you got the woman, she working hard as hell, trying to pay the bills, and you at home playing Call of Duty and making GMS videos and shit. Talking about you Most High's work. Why this woman slave now. You don't ruin her ass and shit. You don't ruin her. She ain't gonna be worth a goddamn after you leave. After she wake up from your ass, she ain't gonna be worth shit. Got her all jacked up. And you telling her what this nigga said at the school. This shit. Why you getting her about some nigga? And she like, what, you married that nigga too? Anytime I turn around, you talk about elder so-and-so, elder so-and-so, officer so-and-so, captain so-and-so. I hope y'all Hebrew Israelites listening now. I hope y'all asses is listening. That's what goes on. And y'all know it's the truth. Y'all niggas know it's the truth. And y'all still keep doing it. And a lot of stuff you like. You like the whole listen to what the hell I say all the time. So even if you leave the camp, you're going to still believe in Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You believe in all that. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You believe all that shit. And you're going to keep it going. You might start your own group because you know you might can get some money. Hell no. Hell motherfucking hell to the no. How that song go? Hell no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Anytime somebody asks me that, are you still an Israelite? Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Straight like that. Hell no. And I hope your ass get out of that motherfucker too. For real. Get out. Like the movie Get Out and shit. Because that's what they doing to you. They got that little teacup. And you from the UK and shit, so you know all about tea and shit. Right? So I yell, they sitting up there and you go to the camp, they stirring that tea. They stirring that teacup. And shit, your ass fall right into that motherfucker. You fall right into the trap. You be fucked up. Then you wake up 20 years from now and be mad at the motherfucker. You mad as hell. You don't want to do something to these niggas. And guess what? They ain't gonna be nowhere to find them. Or you go do something, your ass gonna be in prison another 20 years with your life fucked up. He says, P, what do you believe to be falseness? Like, I don't know. P answer for herself, but I'm gonna answer like you said it to me and shit. All that shit bullshit. All of it. From the rooter to the tutor. It's bullshit. From A to Z. It's bullshit. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against. You want to believe in the Bible. I have absolutely nothing against that. At all. But when you join those goddamn cults, niggas fuck you all up. Fuck your damn head up. You ain't know what to do after that. You want to know what way is up or down. Yeah, what would you do if you found out that you wasn't an Israelite? He said the whole thing. Shit. From the rooter to the tutor. Like, what would you do? If you took, I don't know if you ever took a DNA test. Say if you took a DNA test and that shit say, yo, your ass, you white niggas. Like you an Edomite, nigga. Like straight up. You an Edomite. What would you do? Would you still try to hold on to the faith? Or would you just be like, yo, the hell with y'all, niggas. I'm gonna die. Fuck it. I don't care. I should fuck y'all niggas up. Because I'm winning right now. We should tell white people and shit that ain't doing white people things and shit, like what we call white people things. We used to say they're 2 times losers. This shit, because they losing in this kingdom that's supposed to be theirs, and they damn sure gonna lose in the next kingdom when it's ours. Yeah, we used to tell them. So you don't believe in DNA tests? Right. But let's just say like somewhere out of your family tree, you found out that one of your great-great-great-great-grandfathers on your father's side was an Edomite. And that shit trickled down and it makes your ass an Edomite. What would you do? Would you hide it? Would you not tell niggas and shit? I'm just saying, what if you find out that you wasn't? And you can't know for a fact whether the shit is real or not. Because I'll tell you quick that the Israelites never existed. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother topic. You would feel sad? Like, how sad? Like, would you hang it up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Would you find like a cliff to jump off of? Like, feel sad? Or would you just go on with your regular life you had before you found out you was an Israelite? Or you would still try to hold on to the laws or whatever? You would have to stop living like an Israelite? Okay. So you would just straight be a crackety ass cracker and shit. You'll start fucking niggas up. Get on out of here, damn niggas. Turn into Uncle Ruckus out motherfuckers. Like, get on out of here, you goddamn niggas. Why string one of y'all up? That's heavy though. That's deep. Yep. So let the cars out there. That's yep. Oh, I got some ill lessons like on that shit. On that whole Khazarian thing. The whole Khazarian thing really don't even play that much of a role into the thing as people say. I read out some stuff. I don't know if I downloaded the PDF on that, but there was like a research paper on that was done. And it was saying like some like kind of opposite thing. Like that Adam Kostler, the 13th Tribe, that's a pseudo-ass book. In the beginning of the book, it tells you that it's not true. Right in the beginning of the book. But they made different versions of it. Like, I had my version before I became a Hebrew Israelite. Like, I was a Rasta and shit. I was into that Rastafarianism and shit, right? And I had that book. Like, this was in the 90s. And I showed it to my boy, right? Trying to convince him and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And he opened it up, checked it out, and he read that shit. I was like, huh? I snatched the book from him. Shit. I'm like, nah, ain't that shit didn't say that shit. And that's what the Hebrew Israelites do. They do shit like that. A lot of shit they hide from you in plain sight. In plain sight, they'll hide that shit from you. And you won't even see it. You won't even see that shit. Like, they used to, here's another one and shit. Brothers in the school back in the day was still selling drugs and shit. And this is in the New York school. Like, they probably was doing it in the school out here too. But in the New York school, there was brothers that were still selling drugs. And they were making huge donations to the school. And these elders just taking the money. Until it came to a point where they were trying to stop them from, like, you know what I mean, doing all that shit in case something comes back to the school. You know, brothers on the DL still dealing drugs, not telling the school, like, you know what I mean? Just like Alazar from Sakari was doing that. He got put out of GMS for fucking selling dope. Yeah, that Rastafarianism shit crazy. That shit about as fool as the Hebrew Israelites. Straight up. All that shit got the same roots. Did you know that Haile Selassie helped funded the commandment keepers, where the whole Hebrew Israelite doctrine came from? Haile Selassie funded that shit, and it was a Masonic lodge. So was the leader of the Hebrew Israelites. So was the father. Was a Hamite, according to y'all. Was a Hamite. He was Nigerian. Yeah, see, you already over there on the other side of the world. How we say it out here, you all in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. I ain't say that shit in a minute. You all in the Kool-Aid and don't even know the flavor. See, you didn't even know that. Rabbi Matthews was from Nigeria. And in the Commandment Keepers Church was his original One West. When you hear about One West, right? That was the original school. They believed in the Old Testament at first. And then after Abba Bivens that took over for Rabbi Wentworth, after Abba Bivens died, he got beat up by some Muslims and died. And Ariyah took the school over. But the Commandment Keepers, before they were the Commandment Keepers, it was called the Ethiopian Lodge. The Ethiopian Lodge, Israelite Lodge, or Lodge of Israel, some shit like that it was called. I got a video. If you look at the very first video I got on my channel, you will see it. You will see it. I talk all about it in that video. That's a heavy-ass video. I feel you crazy. Yeah. See, you're not part of any Israelite group, but in actuality, you are, because you're following the doctrines from the group. All that stuff about Israelites, black Israelites, all come out of that school. It comes out of right there. That's where it comes from. Every one of those doctrines, I don't care if you motherfuckers saying Yahuwah, Yahashua, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yehovah, Yahweh, whatever, however they want to say it. And they talking about they're Israelite, that shit come right out of One West. Nowhere else. Nowhere else that shit came from. And take a guess. If like, you know, I don't know if y'all like Israelite people that are in the masonry and shit like that. Most Hebrew Israelites, or all Israelites I ever came across, they look down on Freemasonry, right? For one, the head school was a Masonic lodge. It's a Masonic lodge. And two, I lost my thought. What was my thought on that Masonry thing? Okay, yeah, Crowdy, that's the other one. Crowdy, that's the other one. Back to my all right. This is the one. All right. Nah, she says that. Just tell us why you're echo. Okay. All right. Let me see what she said here. Y'all still won't get. If not, thanks for stopping by. Be safe and stay out of cults. Yep. What do you think of Frank Cherry and William Crowley? They were occultists. They were into stuff that was not part of Israelite doctrine as it is today. Used to make money. What up, Akonfu? Yeah, I did a video on Palo, making pacts in the Palo religion. And we got a couple people on here, so we're talking about the whole Israelite cult thing. So that's what I've been on for like the past like 2 hours and stuff. The whole Israelite cult, as usual. Yeah, so what do I think about Cherry and Crowley? Yeah, check out that video. Yeah, but Wentworth Matthew Wentworth was the African. He was Nigerian. So how can you be an Israelite and that's the founder of the Israelite? All the Israelites that's out today, they all come from the teachings of Rabbi Matthew. And you know Michelle Obama, I'm supposed to be related to Michelle Obama. I found that out not too long ago. Like actually, like really related to it. And she is related this guy himself is from where like my family is from and stuff. And he was one of the high priests in One West, the original One West. Well, not the original One West, but Wentworth followers left after Alba Bivens came in. And Alba Bivens made up the 12 tribe chart. Did you know that the 12 tribe chart was actually fake? Do you, Alil, do you believe in the 12 tribe chart? What do you think black former slaves, I'm not understanding that last word. Records say Wentworth Matthew was born in St. Kitts. That's yeah, it's two places where they say it. Let me look that up real quick. There's two sources of where he's from. Yeah, he said he was born in St. Kitts, British West Indies. And let me get to the part we're talking about Nigeria. Yeah, this one I'm reading right here. Matthews gave seemingly contradictory accounts of his ancestry that put his place of birth in such places as Ethiopia, Ghana, Lagos, and Nigeria. This is from the blackjews.org. I'll put the link up in here for you. Blackjews.org is the official website for the original One West church or synagogue, whatever you want to call it. The people that left with Matthews or whatever, that's their website. So they tell you the whole history of like the whole cult, basically. Put it in the chat for y'all. Let me get a screen share. Show you. Rabbi SJ is believed to be born in St. Mary's, St. Kitts in the British West Indies. The son of Joseph Matthew and Francis Cornelius, Matthews gave seemingly contradictory accounts of his ancestry that put his place of birth in such places as Ethiopia, Ghana, Lagos, and Nigeria. Some of these lingering discrepancies are particularly clarified when Matthews explains that his father, a cobbler from Lagos, was the son of an Ethiopian Jew, a cantor who sang their traditional liturgies near the ancient Ethiopian capital of Gondar. Matthew's father then married a Christian woman in Lagos, and they gave their son Wentworth a Hebrew name, Yosef ben Moshe ben Yehuda, also given as, wait, am I sharing this? Given as Moshe ben David. His father died when he was a small boy, and his mother took him to live in St. Kitts, where he had relatives who had been slaves on the island. What year? He was born in 1892. He died in 1973. This is from, I gotta check that reference out. In 1913, Matthew immigrated to New York City, where he worked as a carpenter and engaged in prize fighting, though he was just a scrappy 5'4" tall. He reportedly studied at Christian and Jewish schools, including the Hayden Theological Seminary, the Rosa Sharon Theological Seminary, both now defunct, Hebrew Union College in Cincinnati, and Hebrew University of Berlin. But there is no independent evidence to corroborate his attendance at these institutions. We have a lot of that in the Black community. These people claim to be doctors or educated, and when you go look up their credentials, none of that shit is going to be found. There's been so many people in the conscious community that's been exposed. So many people. It's ridiculous. In 1916, Matthew married Florence. Oh yeah, I want to get on. Just want to say real quick. Chris did a video on Dr. Layla. I'm kind of questioning his credentials as a doctor. I only saw one source where they actually said he has a doctorate. But I don't even think that institution that he came from has a doctorate. And why doesn't he have like MD, or like the other initials that shows his like credentials, not just doctorate. So you gotta watch these videos. In 1960, Matthew married Florence Dexter LeBurd, a native of Fontaine Nevis, with whom he would have 4 children. During the First World War, Matthews was one of the many street exorcists who used the ladder for a pulpit and Harlow's bustling sidewalks as temporary pews for interesting production. By 1919, enough people were drawn to his evolving theology of Judaism and Black nationalism that he was able to found the commandment keepers of the living God and the pillar and ground of the truth and faith in Jesus Christ. He attempted to appeal to a largely Christian audience by pointing out the observances of Old Testament commandments was the faith of Jesus. However, it became apparent that visitors often missed this point and assumed that any reference to Jesus implied a belief in Jesus. To avoid this confusion with Christianity, Matthew ceased to use the title bishop and removed all references to Jesus from his signs and later from their papers of incorporation. Tradition organizations holding Jewish beliefs to a functioning synagogue that embraced most of the tenets of mainstream Orthodox Judaism was accompanied by Matthew's associate, Rabbi Ford. Ford was a luminary in the Universal Negro Improvement Association, a Black nationalist organization led by Marcus Garvey. I want to get to that thing. Ford worked with both Matthew's Commandment Keepers congregation and Morris Zionist congregation. I want to get to a lodge. As an adjunct to his congregation, Matthews created a Masonic lodge called the Royal Order of Ethiopian Hebrews and the Sons and Daughters of Culture. He became a U.S. citizen in 1924, and the following years created the Ethiopian Hebrew Rabbinical College for the training of other black rabbis. Women often served as officers, board members of the congregation, though they could not become rabbis. In the lodge, there were no gender restrictions. Women took courses and even taught in the school. Religious history and cultural anthropology, presented from the particular Afrocentric perspective, were immense interest to Matthews' followers and pervaded all of his teachings. The lodge functioned as a secret society where the initiated explored a branch of Jewish mysticism called Kabbalah. The school sought to present a systematic understanding of the practice of Judaism to those who initially adopted religion solely as an ethnic identity. See? While the black press accepted the validity of the black Jews in their midst, the white Jewish press was divided. Some reports accepted them as odd and considered their soulful expression exotic. Most challenged Matthews' identification with Jews, and a few ridiculed King Solomon's black children and mocked Matthews' efforts to teach young Pekingese Hebrew. Newsweek, September 13, 1934. Yeah, go to that website I just put up. That's the Wikipedia. That website breaks it all down. Like everything's in there. And like I said, you just saw they're dealing with Kabbalah and all types of shit. Not saying there's anything wrong with Kabbalah. If you want to practice Kabbalah, practice Kabbalah. All right, call it an hour. I don't know if I'm gonna be on for another hour. I think my my time is like probably running out on the StreamYard thing. I'm at the end of my thing. All kids and code history in this archives on the Witchfinder General's YouTube channel. You got that right. You ain't never lied, P. You ain't never lied. It's all here. I got it all on my channel. You might have to read through all the shit that I got in between everything. Like all the information is there. There ain't nobody on the internet bring out the information on this code like I am. Everybody else either got that shit from me or they got some old other secondhand shit. Remember, there's several birthplaces. It usually means government scrub origins. All the camps and churches are government ran operations. Yep. Huh. That's an interesting point. I like to revisit that topic. Right? I got two different ways I can do it. Yeah, that's just crazy. Yeah, so about, I don't know if everybody got any more things. Yeah, y'all can check out Chris Adams' channel. Link to the chat. Yeah, take this time out. If you haven't already, hit that damn subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Hit that damn like button. Hit the thumbs down button. If you hit that thumbs down button, you make sure you tell me why you mad. But what I just read, he got any evidence that he was born where he was born? They said his father was from Lagos. If anybody would know, it would be the people on that site. I would say that's the most credible source. Even Wikipedia is referencing that site. they use that site as a source. But they said they were the Ethiopian Jews. They didn't say they was the West African Jews. They didn't say they was the we call the motherfuckers and shit that's over there in West Africa. A lot of shit. I don't know, like concrete, like birth certificates and shit like that. I don't know, because I know back then they didn't really keep birth records like they keep it now, and they was acting funny with black people and shit, like misspelling their names and just writing any old goddamn thing like about it. I know that for a fact. But I do know that website is the authority on his history. There's no other source out there that would more accurately tell what was going on within that movement at the time. But most say that he was from Nigeria or whatever. That's most other sources outside of that site will tell you that he's from like Nigeria and shit. And he came to Americas and he was under the white Jews. And they were teaching him about the Torah and stuff like that. But then he wanted to be a rabbi and they wouldn't let him down. So then he got pissed off and started his own rabbinical school. And that's how all that stuff started. And then at that time, like they were saying, Haile Selassie or whatever came down. And I think that's when he visited Jamaica or something like that. And he stopped in like New York and he gave a ton of money. That's in my that video. I break all that shit down in that video. I bring out a lot of heavy shit, even the symbolism that the cult uses, the Israelite cult uses, like with their greetings. Like, I don't know if you say that, but like we make Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, and we like hit our fists together and hit our chest, like over our heart. Like, all that stuff is like some ritual shit. Hollership over scholarship. That's the name of the group. Yep. Cooking me some beans. Motherfuckers good as hell and shit. I let them get cold and shit. I wore these motherfuckers up after I finished. What, like a birth certificate? I highly doubt that. I highly doubt anybody has that. Like, where you read about St. Kitts, that came right from that website. That website breaks the whole lineage down, like from A to Z. To like from back then all the way to present. The whole timeline of all the rabbis of the movement and all that stuff. That site, like it has all that information. Then I got sources. You gotta watch that video that I got. Ooh. Motherfuckers liking that motherfucker. Masonic origins. The Sonic origins of the Black Hebrew Israelite cults exposed. This is when I was still in the cult. I made this video when I was still in the cult.
Leave it alone. So,
oh shit, I hate
Sakari 1715. All of you.
That son of a bitch's voice. There you go. That's the link for the video. I think. That's the link. I hope it is. Yeah, that's right. That's it. But I don't put that on. But yeah, that's the video. I was still in Torah Nights. I was still in the Hebrew Israelite code, exposing the Christian Hebrew Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites that believe in Christ or Yahweh Shai, whatever. That's the reason I made that video at that time. But I killed it with the history. All you have to do is read that shit. I go through other sources too to show what Rabbi Ford and Cherry and all these other ones and stuff we're into also. And it all comes back to the same thing. Not saying that there's anything wrong with being a secret fraternity or it's a secret society or anything like that. But I'm just calling it for what it is. Whether it's right or wrong, that's what they were doing. And I don't believe what Wentworth was doing was wrong. But even maybe Abba Bivens, what he was doing wasn't wrong. But when it got to Ariyah, that's where the fuckery started. Wentworth left. Abba Bivens took over. Abba Bivens started doing the 12 tribe chart. But Abba Bivens knew the 12 tribe chart wasn't true. On that video, I have an eyewitness, a witness that stood right next to Abba Bivens in those days and was right there when he spoke on the corners and showed those signs telling the people that they're Israelites. He asked him, he said, you know that's not true. And Abba Bivens said, yeah, I know, but that's the bait. He said, that's what I get to reel them in. So basically, he did that to make people stop and have an interest and want to know about this. Oh, I'm a Jew. I'm not an African. I'm a Jew. You know what I mean? So that was the cheese on the track to get you hooked to listen. And he said, I know it's not true, but that's what I get to bring them in. And when they get in, like, he tell them the truth, like. But when Abba Bivens died, was murdered, or whatever, Ariyah and company took the 12 tribes chart as true, as real. So the intentions of Wentworth and Bivens wasn't that we are Israelites, but just to follow the Torah or the Bible, like how it reads or says. I wouldn't actually even say that what Wentworth was doing was a cult. I don't know anything about it. I wasn't there much literature on it for me to make that conclusion. But what I see from my own eyes, I don't think there was too much fuckery involved. I don't think there was too much fuckery involved. That's good. All you gotta do is get rid of the rest now. How did you feel when you found out that that wasn't true? How did you feel? How did that make you feel when you found out the 12 tribe chart wasn't real? And did you ever think that, hey, maybe the rest of this shit ain't real either? Oh, you felt okay? Okay. You didn't feel lied to? But you probably wasn't in it that long when you found out that the Teletype chart was fake, though. How long have you been an Israelite? That plays a big role in it, too. Say for 20 years, and then I find out the chart ain't real. And I guess, I'll take this guess, right? You haven't been an Israelite no longer than 2008. You learned after 2008. And you had no idea what a Hebrew Israelite was pre-2008. See? I've been an Israelite since 2013. There you go. And there's a reason for that. YouTube. That's the reason for it. Yeah, so like what I'm telling you is all from my personal experience. And like, it's not like I'm a 2013 Israelite in America that joined the camp or whatever. Yeah, you're gonna know shit or whatever. But my era, like my golden era of this shit was like early 2000s. Like 99, the early 90s, I mean the late 90s, early 2000s. And that's where there was a big change. Like the school was split. There was like a split. And it was hard for me to decide what group I wanted to be in because I thought they all supposed to be the same. But they weren't. They all had little different doctrines. Why are you happy West Africans ain't Israelites? Neither is Black Americans or Black people in period are Israelites. Yeah, I got a video coming up, man. I gotta get time to do it. I gotta be in a certain mood to do that video. But it's heavy, yo. It's heavy. It gets right on top of all that biblical stories and stuff and where they originate. And I'm not talking about them shits originating in no goddamn Africa either. The Greeks. The Greeks is the founders of all this shit. I'm gonna have some shit for y'all African niggas too. That want to talk all that damn Kemet shit. That shit ain't what it all wrapped up to be. That shit ain't no different than the damn Hebrew Israelite movement. A bunch of lying niggas and shit trying to get some money. Yeah, because they're not us. They live in Africa. That's why it's something strange about the motherfuckers, because they live in Africa. We look at Jamaicans the same way. I know you're probably I don't know for sure, but you're probably of West Indian descent, right? In the UK? Like your people come from like the West Indies, like Jamaica or like Barbados, somewhere like that. That's why I find a lot of Black people in the UK and stuff. They come from the West Indies because it was a British. Like y'all different. I don't know. Black people in the UK might want to like, from what I see like on TV. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it seems more like how could I put it? That shit. I kind of lost my thought. Don't waste your whole life. Get out while you can. Research and live your life. Yeah, man. If you young, man, live your damn life. Don't let these niggas fucking tell your ass what to do. Well, there really ain't nobody telling your ass what to do, not that I know of. If you got people calling you, checking on you and shit like that, leave them niggas alone. Don't even answer the phone for them motherfuckers. If you want to follow the Bible, just follow the Bible. Not all this extra shit. Because you niggas just fuck your head up. Have you brainwashed. They're telling people crazy shit that ain't true till you run up on somebody that embarrass you. Then you be mad at the motherfucker like, these niggas lied to me. See, that's the thing, yo. That's the thing right there. It's almost like having what do you call it, like in sports, a free agent. That what it's like. It's like you're a free agent. And the Colts keep those free agents. Like they keep them in lingering until they right. See, he did 40 years of that shit. 40 years of that shit. 40 goddamn years. If you can't listen to somebody that was in that shit for 40 years, I don't know what to tell you. I've been in it 22. Know what I'm saying? She been in for 40. If you can't listen up and listen to what we saying about this shit, tell you that this shit bullshit, I don't know what to tell you. And you joined in 2000, what? Not even 10 years ago. Not even 10 years. And you're not even anywhere near a group to join to actually know what they doing there. Like, what you learn on the internet is not actually the doctrine. Like, you'll learn the doctrine on the internet, but not the real live doctrine. Like, the doctrine you get when you join the school. Like, when you join the camp, you get a real doctrine of what that shit really is. You're not going to get the same shit. It'd be like, it's a cult, bro. It is hard, yo. The way you talking, that's the way I used to talk. You couldn't tell me shit. You couldn't tell me shit. Now, I'm going to keep it funky with you. The things that could convince you to leave, a lot of that shit ain't true either. Because there's a lot of people out here so-called debunking this cult and not actually debunking them. They just saying some shit that some like Kemetic or African motherfucker said, or some other person that don't want you to be in that shit. They want you to be in their shit. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of motherfuckers debunking shit that really ain't debunking shit. Like I told Chris, like leave them motherfucking Bible contradiction shits alone. Because a lot of them motherfuckers get you in trouble and have you looking stupid. Motherfuckers come to me with the Bible contradictions and shit. I light their asses up. Because we don't went through all them shits. Like with the Malachi York, what was it, the 100 questions to ask a Hebrew Israelite and shit? Hebrew Israelite school answer all them motherfuckers. They got answers to all them motherfuckers. Yep, that's what's up, yo. That's what's up. I know you wake up from this shit. I don't know when, but your ass will wake up from this shit one day. I don't think you can be an old man in this shit. Hope not. One day you wake up, you like, damn, that goddamn Killer B told me too. And some niggas told me when I first joined. These dudes and shit, they was into like voodoo and fucking shit. Like, you know, there was some weird ass niggas. Like, but the motherfucker told me some real shit. He said, yo, fuck around that shit, them niggas that have you hating your mama. And shit, them motherfucker was dead ass right too. Them motherfucker have you hating your parents, your kids and shit. That's what I look forward to. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. See, where I came in at, I came up where it all happened at. Like, you know what I mean? I was able to go where it all happened, like where it went down. And like when I joined ISUPK, but back then it was called UPK. They didn't call it ISUPK. They called it UPK. And when I was back then and I was attending that school, they told me, they said, this is the home. This is where it all came from. So why you want to go learn from some motherfuckers that learn from us? This is the home. So you go somewhere else, you get secondhand, third-hand fucking information. You go with us, you getting the truth. Right where it came from. And that's what General Yohana called himself doing, is taking the original doctrine, bringing the original doctrine back. Because UPK eventually turned into the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ that's ran by the Comforter, which is Doctor, aka Jermaine Grant. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock. If you see me, P, go ahead. I take that motherfucker from here. I'm getting tired of my damn self. My fucking StreamYard fucking subscription about to run out and shit. All these damn hours I'm put on. It almost sounded like Obama's background. Yeah, these characters come in all shapes and sizes. Ethiopia became converted first, so they started a lot of European doctrine into Africa. Yeah, why you think them niggas be wearing them damn yarmulkes and shit? Where the fuck an African nigga get a goddamn yarmulke? These niggas got the Israeli flag and everything and shit. You see them motherfuckers. They wearing that white and blue, the whole nine. All right, well, it's 3:30. It's 3:39 here now. I give you a little bit of this shit. My ass is getting tired. I'm running out of gas. They check a lot of this corruption. You can link all of it to some form to Catholicism, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. They're all from the same source. Yup. It's an Ethiopian broad. It's fine though. See, when you fuck with them Africans though, you fuck with them Africans. See, that's the game changer right there. For you being a rogue Israelite, you get to do shit like what you're doing right now. If you was in a cult, ain't none of that shit be for your niggas be standing on top of your head right now. You trying to get on them goddamn Hamite women out? The Most High gonna kill you. Even a lot of the slogans, and I'm sure you say it too. A lot of the slogans and the little things and stuff, like you going off, that's folly and shit like that. All that shit, all that little terminology and little slogans and sayings, all that shit is people copying the voice of the elders and stuff that was in that school back in the day. Arya, Masha, Yaikwa, what's the other one? I can't think. There's another one. I can't think. Tahar, even Tahar. They all mimic each other. Like all the people in the school, like the fringes. When you see brothers wearing all those leather garments, like ISUBK with the fringes, know where that comes from? That comes from Arya. Little niggas came from down south. They used to say Arya used to love wearing some cowboy outfits and shit with the fringes. And that's how they used to say the American Indians are Israelites because they wore fringes and shit. Like, you know what I mean? So that's where niggas got that whole fringe shit from. Notice no other Jewish sect on the earth wear fringes like the Black Hebrew Israelites. That's because they get that shit from Native American Indian, like country fucking clothing. Like country music clothes, like motherfuckers wearing those cowboy jackets and shit like that. Ariel used to wear cowboy boots. Somebody also found his wallet one day, and it might not have been Ariel. I think it was Jaikwa maybe, or Masha, one of them, one of the three. They found their wallet, and a brother checked the wallet, and it was one of those head elders of the school, and it had a piece of paper in there or a card that had a bunch of occult symbols on it. He didn't go into detail of it. Oh, you were born and raised in the UK? But like your ancestry, like your parents and grandparents and stuff, they're all from the UK too. I know there's a lot of black people and stuff that also are from there. When I think UK, I think of West Indians and Africans. But there are some black people that like been there for generations, like before slavery. They've been in the UK. That's deep. Did you know that the UK, like London, England, and shit like that, had one of the most diverse social, like type of what was the word I'm looking for? Like how we have here, like now, where like white kids listen to hip hop music and shit like that. White kids hang out with black kids and stuff. Well, it depends on where you live at in the United States. But in the UK during the 60s, 70s and stuff like that, though the UK was one of the most diverse, like unified, like places, cities, towns, whatever you want to call them, provinces, well, I don't know what they call them out there. But the West Indian people that lived in the UK bring their music with them, like the ska music and stuff like that. And the white people took a very big liking to it. There was a whole culture of white kids and black kids like hanging out, like listening to music, like old Motown, old ska, Desmond Decker, Skylights, all types of shit like that, specials and stuff like back in the day. Like the whole like skinhead movement. The original skinheads were black British dock workers. Then later on, it turned into a neo-Nazi kind of thing. Motown music, like white kids love Motown back then, and it was nothing to see black kids and white kids together. In a time where in America you would never see that, or anywhere else abroad you would never see that, but in the UK it was happening. Just kind of reminds me too of the Bob Marley video, that One Love video that he filmed over in the UK and stuff. He showed like even had skinheads and shit in the video. People think most skinheads are all like Nazis and shit like that, which isn't true. Most skinheads, like traditional skinheads and stuff, they're all about black music, pretty much. That's basically like the whole thing of their whole culture. Is like they love black music. Before 2005, black and white people in the UK got on fire. Yep. So what happened in 2004 that made it change? Actually, a confo, it was Abba Bivens that made the fake chart. But Abba Bivens knew it was fake. And he wasn't trying to push it like that. But what's the name took it? Arya took it after Abba Bivens died. And then he had then Arya took it and pushed it as something that was true. Where Abba Bivens was just using it as conversation piece just to get people to listen to it. Yeah. Yep. See? We have a lot of mixed race people here in the UK. Black fathers and white mothers. Yeah, it's different. All over the place. Even in the United States, you get a totally different cultural scene where you live at. Some places, everybody stick to themselves. Blacks stick with black, Mexicans stick with Mexicans, Puerto Ricans stick with Puerto Ricans. In some part of the United States, everybody's all living together and stuff like that. You said I laughed because I'd already come to the realization that the Bible wasn't written by God. So a chart was the icing on the cake. Yeah, I hear you on that. But you can look at it as some good in it. Some good. Things are written for a certain time. Like, you know what I mean? Certain things are in there are written for that time. But there's a lot of stuff in there that could actually better your life if you follow it and actually understand what's being said. And Tony Blair. Okay, that's where I heard that from. In 2004, the Prime Minister, Tony Blair, Bush's great friend allowed racist Europeans from Europe to move here. Oh, shit. I did a show last night where it talked about how a lot of neo-Nazi groups in Europe are like looking forward to this whole coronavirus thing to push their agenda. But they'll talk about some groups like in Ukraine and shit. I didn't know they had like Nazi niggas in Ukraine. I'm like, damn. Yeah, it's like now the whole skinhead movement and shit is like a lot of Nazi-driven type stuff. That's who's in the forefront of the media or whatever. Little Doc Martin boots, Fred Perry shirts. Got a couple Fred Perry shirts. I can't fucking fit none of them motherfuckers. Mad as hell. When I was younger. Still got my little oxblood Doc Martin boots. Real ones, the ones that actually made in fucking England. Not now, which is made in China. Coronavirus. I separated black and white people because white Europeans were getting favor. Huh. Separated black and white people because white Europeans were getting favor. Wow, that's deep. Government line open races. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. It's funny how some shit can just get spoiled. A good thing can get spoiled. I can see that happening here too. Just like now, where you got more of a mixed country. Like even in the southern states and stuff, you see racial mixing and stuff like never before. Up here, that shit been going on and shit out here. Not much, but as far as like I'll say like the beginning of the 1990s and shit, there was mad interracial couples. Like, mad interracial couples. If I look up all my friends and shit I grew up with and stuff like on Facebook, all you're gonna see is a bunch of yellow babies. That's all you're gonna see, a whole bunch of yellow babies. We were suburban, so that's how it went down in the suburbs. Yup. But damn, that's good. Yeah, yawn, P. Shit, P probably knocked out. He's slow. Time this goddamn Killer B shit without goddamn 4 hours. Be like, you ain't paying me for this shit. This nigga got me working part-time and shit over here. Oh shit. Oh, there she goes. She's still up. Turn tally. Comp, always a pleasure to have you. Rudy and Alil, welcome. Hope to see you again. Peace and prosperity. To you all, be safe and stay out of the coats. Yup. Keep your ass out of the goddamn coat. Yup. So, yeah. Anybody say anything else? Well, there ain't nobody out here to say anything else to me. But thank you, P, for holding on the chat and moderating as always. Hello, Israelite. Thank you for tuning in. Konfu, thank you for tuning in. Got name? Rudy, probably didn't know. But thank you for coming by. Turn Tally, thank you for coming by. Yup, peace of love. We get you up on here. I like doing these real late ones and stuff. I know sometimes I'd be late like this from fooling around, but I think I found my little zone maybe like the late night, 4 o'clock. I don't know about that shit. I ain't gonna be up out here fucking with you. But it says white guys in the UK mad about interracial dating. They think we were taking their women. Oh shit. The motherfucker, the goddamn English motherfuckers being crazy and shit. Fighting motherfuckers. They say you turn around and shit, you be on a date, you turn around, you got fucking 100 fucking white folk and shit chasing your ass and shit with fucking soccer jerseys. Oh, shout out to the goddamn Witchfinder General. You got a witch out burn their asses up. Yep, 417 now. All right, y'all. I'm gonna pick a song to come up out of here. I'm gonna play. I could go out with a normal song. I was gonna play one of my Palo Mayombe songs. But I'm gonna choose to go out there. Oh no. I'm gonna go out with. I'll try this.
True talk, I recognize true talk, I never lie. The second I'm proved wrong is the day the devil will cool off in temperature. And hell, it be lukewarm, my temper is short like your attention span. Can't quite remember what you were offended at. My parents have no idea that I made a new friend in my detention class. His name is Tuesday, and he claims to be the Justin Timberlake of rap.
Tell the white women to say what their role gonna be when the homicide comes back. Don't do them dirty like that. Just make sure they know.
He swelters in the smelly bath.
Have a good night, y'all. Kill me right there with Sonic Jam. You got with some birthday after.
Biatch. Looky here, I'm not your friend, and I'm not your bro. I'm not hip-hop or rock and roll. I'm just pissed off. I don't need music, how'd I end up on this song? Looky here, I'm not your friend, and I'm not your bro. I'm not hip-hop or rock and roll. I'm just pissed off.
Well, you want to call in now? You want,
trickle down, the economy's gotten better. A shiny new nickel is what I found in this foggy weather. Pardon me, mister, but I don't want to start any problems. You just stood aside first. Yeah, you to call me that palm that don't act like I didn't watch it. Just pick it up with your sausage fingers and toss it right in your jockey's written rich pocket. I'm talking to you, you money grubbing cocksucker. Go squat and sniff a whiff from under cheese from my boxers. These underbriefs have been wafted for months or weeks. I've been wanting to shop from laundry to church for fucking weeks. For some strange reason, the MasterCard is maxed out and the magnet strip on my visa. It hasn't been functioning. How convenient, I'm easily 5 cents short of completing this transaction. I'm asking the cashier to be lenient. I'd appreciate decency and compassion. I'll pay you back during tax season. Capiche, at least half of it. Looky here, I'm not your friend, and I'm not your bro. I'm not hip-hop or rock and roll. I'm just pissed off. I don't even like music, how'd I end up on this song? Looky here, I'm not your friend, and I'm not your bro. I'm not hip-hop or rock and roll. I'm just pissed off. I don't even like this song. I guess I'll bury the hatchet. A person who holds a grudge isn't very attractive. And while I'm at it, bury those axes along with the bodies that belong to the cash register clerks after. Playing AC/DC backwards on a highway to hell, driving in reverse, riding with pastors. Peter Popoff and Jimmy Swagger are fighting over some passage you can't find, cause his Bible is missing chapters. Listen, bastards, if you two don't pipe down, I'ma turn his car around or move the shift to drive now. And don't think I'm not gonna fight that smile off of his giant mouth for 5 minutes, then try frowning for 9 hours. And this is how I rise to my power. Looky here, I'm not your friend, and I'm not your bro. I'm not hip-hop or rock and roll. I'm just pissed off. I don't even like music, but I end up on this song. Looky here, I'm not your friend, and I'm not your bro. I'm not hip-hop, rock and roll. I don't even like this song.
Payment plan, $19.75 a month. You just put Sub 2 coming your way. The Queen, not for 169, but 89.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night or good morning. Shit, oh goddamn, 5 o'clock. Hot damn. Hey, another one down. Another one down. More to come, y'all. Peace. Yeah, he does sound like Eminem. Sounds just like Eminem. Love his music. Shout out to No Face Killer. Peace, y'all. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by.